What's going on, everybody? It's Hammer here from Loading Lacrosse. Stay tuned towards the end of the podcast. We're going to be giving away something special from Loading Lacrosse.
Welcome to Loose Mesh, the lacrosse podcast, the place where the tape's off, the gloves are off, and the stories come straight from the barn. From rookie bus rides to championship runs, we're breaking down the game with the players, the legends, and the voices that live it. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a pro chasing rings, grab a cold one, string up the stick, and let's get loose.
Episode 6, Gone, Receipts, Lost, Financial Responsibility, Never Heard of Her, which is why this episode Loose Mesh podcast is brought to you by our lead sponsor, GAT Wealth Management. For your wealth insurance protection needs, give Nathan and his team at GAT Wealth a call. GAT Wealth, helping you plan, protect, and prosper. Please note, GAT Wealth Management is not responsible for any gains, losses, or past returns are not indicative of future results. Boys, before we get started, I just wanted to take a moment of silence of one of the passing boys of Peyton Cook from the Junior A Minors. He was down in school at college and unfortunately passed away to a car accident. A lot of people have been touched around here. It's unfortunate. He was really a really nice kid. One of the kids, you can ask him questions, talk to him about lacrosse. A lot of the young kids looked up to him. He'll be definitely missed around in Alberta. Fricky, man, what did we see in Halifax?
Excuse me, sorry. I'm just battling a sickness here, boys, so you might have to bear with me a little bit. That might have been one of the worst lacrosse games I've ever watched in my life. Oshawa was completely lifeless. Even Halifax, they didn't look the greatest. A couple empty netters at the end to make it look a lot worse than it was. But it's just like they got to figure out something. We were talking on the live there. I told her you'll get a chuckle out of this one. I was telling the boys there if I had thrown $100 bill in the middle, I would have left Halifax with $100 bill. Like I don't know what they were doing. Nobody wanted to go to the tough areas. Nobody was paying the price. And we all know that's not going to work in the National Lacrosse League.
Wow, you're hit it dead on. I mean, you can't score from a goalie from constantly shooting from the outside. And I mean, Hill must have been just loving it, like just outside shot. And like you say, if you don't get to the dirty areas, you're not going to score goals. And the worst thing is too, and it's not like, Frick was in a lot more than all of us, but I'm just saying, like, how about stir something up? Like, at least Magnum's fight the other day in Ottawa wasn't the greatest fight, but hey, you know what? Change it up a little. At least stir it up. Try to do something. Like, they didn't even get. And just to go back on things, boys, I do remember last episode I did say about the penalty situation and the holds going on. Well, I did a little stat this week, and besides coincidental minors, there was 20 penalties. So out of all the penalties you have from roughing, hit from behind, charging, high sticking, slashing, there's tripping. 10 of 20 penalties were holding. 10 of the 20 penalties were holding. And like I said, why? It doesn't need to be done.
Well,
stop.
There was a couple there, Toller. Like, even we were talking about Younger before we came on air here. Like, Younger, he has his hand on the back, and he's just guiding him towards the corner. Like, there's zero hold, but just because the guy falls, we got a donkey on the other side of the floor calling a hold. Like, yeah, he's not grabbing him. He's not impeding him. He actually pushed him going towards the net so that he fell into the cage. So I think that they got to find a little bit of a softer spot or a softer landing area to where they call the hold. Like, yeah, just because your hand's off the stick, that doesn't make it a hold. Like, if you hold him and impede him from going to the net.
Yeah, but a lot of the ruling always is, and believe me, I might have yelled at him once or twice, is if your free hand is touching them, they're calling it. It doesn't matter, like you say, I agree, Frick. If they're guiding them, they're leading them, whatever, if your free hand is touching them, then they're going to call it. And like you said, and the best part about the refs, what I love about him is the guy right there doesn't call it. The guy's 65 feet away by the bench on the far side. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, okay, because the other
You
3 guys that are 2 feet away didn't see it, but you got it. All right, good call.
you just said you loved something about a referee.
Yeah, being sarcastic, trust me.
I got a DM from a NLL referee, and he said his
Oh,
favorite part
God.
of the show is when me and you go every single one of them.
One of them. It's
NLL referee telling me that. That's great. Sorry, Doss. Go ahead, brother.
it's all good. Hey, like we looking back, Frick, after the post game with that show there with Halifax versus Oshawa, Pat Gregoire says he thinks that 2 calls are being called really, really tight this year. That's one, check on anything on the back, and holding. Anything that's holding looks to be a hold, they're calling it. So it's going to be a long year if people, stop putting your hand out. I mean, like, again, but still, like, I
Well,
ripped into the
what's
referees on
oh
that
yeah,
live because I was
totally.
sick
You
and
would have
tired
loved
of
it.
it.
You would
It
have.
was
You would have
six,
loved
like,
it.
there's 16 penalty minutes, man. The first 30 seconds, there's a whistle being blown for a penalty. Like, are you serious?
Well, they
Like,
get paid
Which
by
I
the call.
how does any team supposed to make a momentum
Oh,
or try to do anything when you're blowing the
Well,
whistle all the time?
well,
Like, shove it in your pocket.
yeah, there's a
we
time
tried.
and a
We
place.
tried to
No,
get Greggy. We tried to get Greggy to turn on him. He didn't bite. We tried to get Larger to turn on him. He wouldn't bite. It was just we were just stirring something, trying to get it going.
Yeah.
But I just, like, if you watch the NHL and defensemen consistently steer their guys into the corner, 1 hand, 2 hands, no hands, but you got a hand on the back and you're pushing them to the corner. I don't see what the difference is. Yeah, I know we want goals and we want more power plays, but call some of the chicken shit high sticks or a punch in the face, or like stop letting the rat shit go and start calling like or start calling the rat shit and stop letting this go. Like again, like I'm gonna go back to the younger one because in the time it really drove me nuts because they turned back on it and did a replay. He fucking pushed the guy going towards the net into the crease. It doesn't make any sense.
Was that because you got beat underneath when you're the low guy, though, or no?
He did, yep. He did get beat underneath,
Oh, okay.
and he was the low guy. So I'm not, not making any excuses for him. But as a guy getting beat underneath, being the low guy, you got one option, and that's hopefully push him into the crease. And he did that. And then he got a holding penalty, right? So it kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't, I guess.
Frick,
Yeah.
Toll, first 2.5 minutes. How many penalties do you think were called?
In
Four.
the Calgary or the Halifax game?
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, Patty, I know Patty and Halifax have a thing going, dating each other, but like Graham Hossick's hit from behind by the bench. Like, are you kidding me? Great. I don't know about that call. Hossick
That was
labels the
Tyson
guy
Bell.
Tyson Bell. Whoever it was, yeah. Like he hits him from
Hossick
behind
gets
on
a
the number.
slashing in 30 seconds into the game, man.
Yeah,
30
yeah.
seconds into the game, you're calling a slashing call. Like,
Yeah. See, I don't mind the early slashing call, and I even said that early because they always say to us before the game that they're going to call slashes, and we always told our D guys, hey, they're going to call slashes, so don't turn. And you got to play them out. Like, you can't go out there first shift and just whack a guy because you don't know what's good. You got to let it play out, slowly get into the game because if you, like I said, you whack a guy comes out first shift and you whack him and they don't call it. Well, guess what? The other 9 guys on the bench saw it. The other 10 guys down at the other end saw it. So guess what they're going to start doing? That. And that to me, slashing off ball, they've done a great job lately. Like, to me, there's no need for slashing off ball. I mean, slashing off ball shouldn't be allowed. You should be cross-checking or watching or helping out or do something. But I hate slashing off ball.
Set the fucking tone. I'm okay. I'm okay with it. Set the tone. And what are we gonna do? Go back to the Josh Colley rule to where we put a 24-foot line in and you can't get hit until you're in the 24-foot line?
Well,
Get the
even
fuck
too,
out
but
of
you
here.
said about,
It's a violent game. It's a violent game. Like we all know it. Our parents signed the waiver. It's a violent game. You're gonna get hit.
Well, I'm not saying you're gonna get hit, but you said punch some. You'd rather them call someone get punched in the face. How many guys did you see from Oshawa punching guys in the face?
No, 0.000.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought it up, Toll, because I know there's a bunch of like kids in the DMs, and we'll get into one of their questions later on. But like, this is one thing that kids need to take apart from this. is the first 5 minutes of every game. You got to push the envelope to a point to understand the referees. That way you can figure out what they're going to call and what they're not going to call.
Exactly.
Like on offense, go and set a hard pick your first offensive set to see where the line is. Because if you don't have the line, and then we're just sitting there playing place and push offense, and who wants to play that nowadays?
Yeah, I know for a fact you used to coach the young fellas, and you would say the first couple of picks of the game, they better be fucking moving. Let's find out where we are, right? So, there's not much difference. There's not much difference.
The referees are coming in every day, like they're coming in to see the coaches at like around an hour and a half before the game, saying, "Hey, this has been brought down from the league from us. And I guarantee you that whole thing has been, that's what they're coming down before saying, okay, this is what the league's cracking down on this week. This is what they said. This is what they're not happy about. This is what we've had the competition committee about meeting. This is what's going down this week. Okay, boys, so be prepared." And that's exactly what guaranteed. They said we're clapping down on holding penalties and holding the stick. No free hands. We're clapping down on slashes. We don't want games to get out of hand. I don't know what they're saying. But they come in and tell the coaches an hour and a half before every game. 3 of them walk in there. Not like you're paying attention to them, but they are talking to you. And that's what's happening. Okay.
What is the takeaway from Sask and Calgary there? One of the things is like Rush got to a hot start, and Walshy kind of got chased early until your boy there, McLeod, went into the net.
Yeah, I would say, obviously tough start all around. Again, Walsh is like kind of looks. Are they good looks? I don't know. It is what it is that way. And you know what? Sask at home, they're a great team, and no changes to their lineup. Like they said, barely any changes to their lineup. They came out like they should have, and Calgary wasn't ready for the storm, but battled back. Maybe Sask took it for granted the second half. I don't know. Maybe they thought it was over. It was going to be a cakewalk. But yeah, like I think Brick said, Calgary's gonna have to work some magic and get some goaltending and get some timely goals to get some wins. Just my opinion. I love all the guys there, from the coaching staff to the players, but they know as well too. They're in a battle.
There's a couple of guys there I could do without, right? Like I'll be honest, but it's more that, is Calgary that bad or is Sask that good? Right? Because as you say, Toller, like they returned their whole lineup from a team that took Buffalo a lot farther than most people thought they were going to take them. They got Frank the Tank Rock in the cage. Ryan looks like he's put on 10 pounds of muscle. Shanksy looks like he does nothing but work out at the fire hall. Bobby Saturday's still old Robert, and he's just going to shoot and make perfect top corner shots every single time. Zawada's buzzing around. It's their defense is super athletic. Barnable looks like he's flying. Messenger's flying. He's mean as a motherfucker as always, right? BK3 looks like he put on a little bit of pounds. So it's like I don't want to take too much away from Calgary, but I just think Sask is gonna be that damn good this year.
Yeah, no, I gotta agree with that call too. I agree with that call, but again, do they have enough did they do enough when other teams kind of made a couple little moves to make them even better? Like, I don't know, but again, like returning the same thing in the chemistry and 1 year older for all those guys. And like you said, you got Haley and Zawada get 1 year older, and you got the lefty. I can't believe I forgot his name because I love the guy, the lefty from Alberta there. What's the lefty with that does the same move?
Levi Anderson.
Yeah, I can't. I freaking was coaching. I love the kid. Great kid. And yeah, so you know what I mean? Like they got a roster where, like you say, they're sitting, if they're healthy scratching Walters. Walters is a pretty good player, healthy scratching. So when you have a lineup of that caliber and you're sitting that kind of guys out, you're pretty deep. But again, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm a little surprised too that they went 4 and 3 the other way instead of 4 lefties and 3 righties. But Zawada and Haley are both playing really well, so you're not sitting only those 2 out. So it is what it is that way, and see what happens. But no, I think, again, we can talk about Calgary that way, but again, Brick might be right. Sask is that good. They're just they're a serious contender.
And like, sure. I think the most concerning part for Calgary is you just wasted a 7-point game from Tyler Pace, right? Tyler Pace had an absolutely phenomenal game. Cookie kind of started going off, but your boy over there, Maia, was a little bit slow to get going, and he took a little bit of a shit kicking over there from Big Mess. And then nobody else really got going. Like Matt the Goche didn't really get going. Like they need they're gonna get their you know what you're getting from Tanner Cook. You're gonna get one, you're gonna get two, you might get a punch in the face penalty, and you're gonna get a bunch of moving picks. Perfect. Yeah. That's exactly what Oshawa wants. I mean Calgary wants. You see what I did there? You see what I did?
I see what you did there. Yeah.
But like if you're gonna get a 7-point game from Tyler Pace, you can't waste it on a loss, right? Because he's gonna carry it and he's gonna lead the offense because again, there's nobody left to do it, and knowing Tyler Pace and kind of just I don't know him personally, but kind of like just getting his character through Del Bianco, he's gonna show up and he's gonna give you everything that he has every single time, even though he might be right out the door, right? So. You can't really be wasting those games from Tyler, and then your supporting cast definitely has to step up. It's kind of like the same thing as in Oshawa. Like the supporting cast isn't there whatsoever.
Yeah, but no, it's not. And we used to say it back in time. And you know what? He had a 7-point night, and Dixon had 2 or 3. Marie still had 2 or whatever. The difference is plain and simple as this is Frick. Honestly, is if you're Calgary and you score 13, you need your defense to give up less than 13. Because you know what?
You got to
guess how many times.
Yeah, you got to be winning.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I tell you, say if you get at that point from Dixon, like our goal always with the Panther City, hold them to under 10. If we don't win, fucking, we're looking right down the bench. We're not blaming guys, but I'm looking right down the right side of the bench, saying, "Hey, you can't get me over 10, then beat it. It's not my fault." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I keep you in single digit, and you know what? They're gonna have to get goaltending because, like you just said, Frick, they do not have the scoring power to win 18-16. They don't have the scoring power to win 16-14. So they got to win 12-10, 12-10, 11-9. They need goaltending and stellar D the whole time, or else it won't matter. If Dixon gets 4, Cookie gets 3, Maya gets 2, Pace gets 17. It won't matter if you lose 21-18. Who cares? And that's just my thought.
That Manning boy looked real sharp though, too. This weekend.
Noah Manning.
Noah,
he's gonna be nasty.
He's gross, man. Like.
So back about 4 or 5 years ago, Tor, when I was working with Sato, and we would talk about lacrosse all day, every day. We really wouldn't do much work. He would always say that his magic number with Del Bianco was 10. Yeah. If we can hold them to under 10, we should be winning every single game. Obviously, that number's gone up a little bit now because of the speed of the game and referees calling penalties that where if you even go close to a guy, you're getting a 2-minute holding penalty nowadays. So what would you think that magic number for, and let's just use Calgary for example. Like what's that magic number for Calgary right now? 11, 12, 13?
It'd be 12. It'd be 12. I mean, they gotta hold them under 12 because they're not. I guarantee you, if Calgary's scoring 14, they're like the other team's pumping goals too. That's what I got a bad feeling. And you know what I mean? When I was in Panther City, what I did with the boys is, and again, we had a scattered offensive here and there, and I made up this chart that had 8 different things on it with 4 quarters on it. Or sorry, 6 things with 4 quarters on it. It was like no goals in the first or last minute, no goals off face-offs, no goals when we were on power play in the other end, like those things. And if we had 20 or 24 check marks at the end, I said we win every game. If we had under 20, I said this is a dogfight. If we had under 16 of those check marks from a defense standpoint, I'd say we lose. We were only one ever time where we had under 16 and we won in 3 years of that happening. And that's the thing, they got to do something because they got to give their goalie confidence. They got to know where he's shooting from. And I don't know. It's just I just think they're in tough sledding. I don't know.
Who's running that back end?
Flipping
Flip or Cable?
No, I think it's
Cordingley just stays out one door. Cordingley doesn't move the door. Cordingley just stays and everybody moves around him. Yeah. Cords doesn't move. Veteran doesn't move.
Yeah. I think like Toll, you brought up a good point, with penalty troubles, like their face-off guy, Justin Ignacio, takes 3 penalties.
2.
One wasn't called. Yeah, he took 2, and then the one was called at the end when
Sorry, Das, you go right back to question. Das. Sorry, Das. The first problem with him, change your number. Embarrassing. 30.
What is it? It's
Awful
bad 30,
goalie
right?
Like,
Yeah.
come on. You're from Ontario. You don't wear 30. Where have you been? Awful.
You might as well wear
Awful.
1 or 99.
Oh, God. I
DJ
saw that
Curse,
on the
number
face-off 30. I was like, are you kidding me? You're 30?
Yeah, it
You
looks
playing
bad.
net? You playing net?
It looks bad.
Oh, God. He should have took 5 penalties.
I mean,
I'd
like,
send someone out
he
there.
took, but like the thing is, he's a face-off guy, right? Like, I don't want to get on him or all that, but you're a face-off guy. You're out there to go take a face-off, not to go take a dumb penalty on the offensive zone by winning the draw. The other aspect,
hold on. Were his penalties dumb, or were they just him being over exuberant, young, dumb, and full of piss and vinegar, and just trying to do too much? I don't like the one in the second or the third quarter, like right off the draw, and the guy goes to jab step him and he trips over his own fucking feet. Like, that's not a penalty. It's not a penalty.
Yeah.
If you could challenge penalties, I would have thrown that flag into Section C, row 240, and it would have come back 8 days a week.
Hey, if you could challenge penalties, everyone in that audience would have got hit by a flag the last 10 years all over the league. If you could challenge penalties.
Well,
but I'm talking the one I'm really talking about. Yeah, the one I'm really talking about, the one in the fourth quarter, though, Frick, right? That illegal cross-checking that he got in the fourth quarter. That's the one that, like, that's a stinger, man. Like, everyone's building the back up to come back in the fourth quarter. You tied the game in the fourth quarter, but you take that stupid penalty with, like, I think 10 minutes to go or a little over 10 minutes to go. Like, it's just the penalty troubles that you got yourself in. And I believe Sask even scored on that power play as well.
Well, that's exactly. I'll tell you one thing: the guys that were mad about that were the guys that bet on Sask on Coolbet. If you had bet Sask on Coolbet, you're very happy by that penalty by number 30. Number 30.
Well,
but I'm gonna throw you a lob ball here, Toller, and you've known Cords for just as long as I have. If that was a bad penalty, we would have seen him get motherfucked all the way from the bench from the box to the bench, and I didn't see it. So that's why I'm saying, like, I think some of these penalties were just like, maybe lay off the smelling salts in between the third and fourth quarter and tone it down a bit, because it just looked like he was all fired up on Mountain Dew.
100%. The other one, Frick, I want to bring up is like Tyler Pace. He's going to have a big career. Look back in 2024 at 86 points, 36 goals, 50 assists. Like, he's going to have to be that guy again, not having Curtis Dixon, Jesse King, and Dane Doby now. Like, he's going to have to do a lot of the scoring. So 7 points nights and just have to come natural to him now.
Yeah, and the good thing about Tyler is that he's not pigeonholed into either being a goal scorer or a playmaker. He can do a little bit of both, right? But he's a great number two, and I do not mean that with any disrespect whatsoever. He's a great number two, to where your number two is going to be your setup guy and your feeder guy. He just needs somebody to put the ball in the net, and whether or not that's going across to my boy Tanner Cook or going across to Toller's boy Brandon Maea, somebody else has to do the finishing, because Tyler's going to beat a guy and Tyler's going to draw too. But and the good thing is he has a little bit of cohesion with Hayden Dixon down on the right side, right? So if they can find it maybe a little bit at a quicker pace in the National League, then that right side might be pretty fucking dominant. But until then, it's just going to be Tyler holding onto the ball and picking his spots. And is that a recipe for success? I'm not exactly sold on it yet.
Well, I tell you one thing, Pace has a sweet overhand shot top. Like, he has got a good high-to-high shot. Big time.
He worked on the fundamentals. It's almost like he played for Mr. Bishop growing up, to where you were only allowed to throw overhand.
He reminds me of the left-handed name from the past, Grant Johnson. Overhand on the run. He used to shoot at the same. Right? Wow, man.
Before we get into who's hot, who's not, we've had a few DMs. I'm going to combine like 3 or 4 of them together. But anyways, it comes down to the quote.
Let's close the generational gap. Toller, do you know what a DM is?
Direct message.
Oh, snaps. What up, Toller?
Totally. He's on one tonight.
Fuck it.
Okay, we
he's
had a few
on
direct
one.
messages that's totally just figure it out. But which player should the next generation should be studying? One defender and one forward. Fricky, start with you.
I'm going with the forward, and I'm gonna say the guy that we had on today, and Will Malcom. You know what I mean? Everything he does is so smooth and so calculated, and he's not selfish, and he can shoot the piss out of the thing. He can feed. He can get to the rack, and I've had very brief, non-sober conversations with him probably about 10 years ago. And I didn't know him up until this, but just the way that he talks about the game of lacrosse and the way that he wants to be a student, like that's something that I preach on a daily. I don't care how hard you can shoot the ball. If you can't understand where the second slide's coming from, you're hooped.
Totally. Who's your defender, actually, Frick? Which one defender?
Graham Hossack, just because he's a freak.
But okay,
I'm not a D guy, man. I don't pay attention.
No, young
to the
D guy. I would. My young D guys would be, if I was going back now, I would go for like transition wise and looking. I would go I love the Jensen kid in Rochester, and I love Boudreaux and Sask, who's not that old. Both those guys run transition. But then if you go like say the other way, if you say you want to go a different defender, young guy, I'd look at Callum Jones. Look at the young kid. You want to just play muscle and you want to play strong and you want to be this, you want to be a leader. Those would be guys that way. Offensively, I love Frick's pick there with him. And another guy, there's going to be some young guys. I liked what I saw a little bit, like you said, from that Manning guy there as well, too. I liked what he did when he was young. And, you know what I mean? I think there's some young guys that are going to come in and, hey, I'm going to maybe even go out on a limb here and surprise with a little underneath number 1, Mr. Cursed.
No, you can't watch. You can't be watching and studying him. Nothing he does is proper. He's just good. Nothing he does is fundamentally sound. Nor are you going to teach any of that. That's just something that you figure out at an early age. You're fucking. I'm better than you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But if you put his number together with number 30, that's 31 together.
Iannucci. There's a name from the. You guys want to go and look up some fucking dirty goals? Go watch Ethan, aka Don't Call Me John Iannucci.
Don't want to come the door before you even get to the door. Oh yeah. God.
Coley, do you remember that when he didn't want to come to Edmonton 2012?
Yeah. I remember
and
that.
Paul
I can't remember much about the year, but I never saw. I do.
You couldn't line up a 2-car parade in 2012, eh?
Actually, I just saw that commercial that Willie and I did on the bus. Someone sent me that. Did you ever see that one? When we're going on a road trip to Calgary, and I'm driving the bus, and Willie's behind me talking, and then they're like, "You didn't see that promotion? I gotta find that promotion." You guys would die laughing.
I got the Google. I'll be able to find it.
We gotta post that up on the Instagram. Okay, my two guys, I'm going to go one guy. I'm going to start with my forward, and I'm going to go Clark Walter.
You're going with the guy who got healthy scratched.
Health bomb.
Listen, when Clark Walter is playing inside the game, he's a guy who pushes the middle, be's the inside guy. And as any coach would say, what has a problem with nowadays with people is that they don't want to get to the middle. The same thing as Oshawa. That's why he's a good fit in Oshawa. If the traveling issue is not too bad for him. But being said that, getting to the middle is a hard thing to do. It's not an easy task, and he does it well. So if you could study off of one player, one forward right now, that's kind of the guy who would kind of look into getting to the middle, taking a beating all the time. It's a hard trait to learn, and it's not an easy one. It looks easy, but it's hard.
Where's
the other one? I'm gonna go with.
Wait, where's Walter from?
I got 2 great stories about Clark Walter as soon as he's done here. He's probably a Poco guy though.
Yeah, that's the Lanny McDonald mustache, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But dark.
The other guy, like everyone wants to go and study Graham Hossack, Mike Messenger, and all these big robotic defenders that are playing in the league right now. Huh? But I think that you're either built that way or you're not built that way. And if you're not built that way, you can't really study a guy who you want to be. So looking at Patrick Kalstruck, we watched him the last 2 weekends. He's a gritty defender. He shuts down one of the top oppositions, kind of underrated in the league. His footwork are not bad. He's another guy that I would, study. Those two are the two people I would study for sure.
So we were talking to Will there about high school BC lacrosse, and I had mentioned I had coached at Charles Best in Coquitlam. So he went to Terry Fox in Poco. He might have been grade 9 or grade 10, and we're talking arrogant. This kid, he walks like he was walking on a cloud, and I'm okay with it. I'm as arrogant as they come, Toller. You know that. So he scores one, and he kind of swaggers by the bench. Toller, it's me and Scott Tinning who are the fucking coaches right now. Okay. So Tinning looks at him and goes, "Don't you fucking ever do that again. I'll fucking send somebody right after you. Right away. Don't you ever do that again." And then I'm like, Tim's like, he's a fucking 15-year-old kid, man. You can't say that. He's, oh, yeah, shit, sorry, Frick. He comes out and scores another one. And then he looks at me this time because he thinks I'm the one that said it to him. I go, okay, first of all, I didn't say shit to you. Second of all, don't ever walk by the bench and look at me like that again. I'm like, you're not that good. He went out and might have had 7 at the end of that game. As we're shaking hands, I go, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You are that good. Oh, we called he was going to be dominant in the NLL in grade 9. That guy, he was nasty.
That's funny.
Who do you got for not? I'm pretty sure everybody understands who you're going with here, Mr. Dawson. But who do you got for not hot? By the way, this is Dawson's opinion, okay. Nobody else's, just Dawson. This is a frick disclaimer.
What? Okay, Frick. Okay, who's not? It's time for who's not. It's time. All right, it's time for who's not. Who's hot? Who's not? Brought to you by the Goalie Factory, where they don't just train goalies, they build complete athletes from camps, elite one-on-one goal coaching in Langley, to full online goalie coaching you access from anywhere. Goalie Factory delivers technical excellence and athletic precision. Goalie Factory, built to its written. Use promo code LooseMesh for 15% off in your first order.
Hey, speaking of built different, did you see that fucking video that they had out of that little dance, save, roll, and slide thing that they had Caleb Kahn doing? You want to talk about, like, and I'm not chirping it. Obviously, it works. The kid's an 18-year-old first-round draft pick in the NLL. But, like, talk about different. Like, I got to get my boy Tucker Williams on that one.
What is going on with Oshawa? Like, this left-hand side of the floor is a ball killer, man. It kills. It kills to watch it. Like 2 games in, I'm sick and tired of watching it.
I think
you need a week off.
I think KJ's washed. I honest to God, I think KJ's washed.
That's hot.
I don't know what he brings to that offense. I don't know what he's doing out there. He looks like he's just spinning like a top, and every time he gets the ball, it just dies completely in his stick. I think if you're going to have a guy like Dyson and a guy like Ethan Walker, you got to have a big body and somebody that's going to clear room. Maybe a guy like Hawaii Francis, who I had to watch on the weekend, just absolutely pick the Whippy Steelhawks apart. Maybe you try and trade for a guy like Tanner Cook. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever, and especially with all of the picks that are coming up in the next round. Like, they know that Calgary is going to be rebuilding. So why not try and attack that and get a big body? Because the right side's fine. Like, they'll figure it out. Simmons will figure it out. I know Ewok will figure it out. Dyson will figure it out, but one side of the ball needs help, and it's clearly the left side right now.
That's why I think of, like, Clark Walter. He didn't play this weekend in Sask. I don't know why. Like, even that, it was like, I was surprised they went with 4 righties. I think Patty said it today on Day to Dive, and, like, it's true. Like, I was surprised they went with 4 righties. Clarkie's sitting out there. That guy does so much work on the inside. Like, I just think that must be a perfect fit in Oshawa for him.
You gotta think about what the travel schedule is going to be like too, though, right? Like, he's a West Coast guy.
Yeah.
You know, does he have a grown-up job?
Yeah, I don't know though.
I
Really,
just
like you
know
say,
the
it's
lacrosse
it's a
guy.
thing where is it same? Like it's the difference is maybe too many of the same guy. Is it whatever? But like you say, obviously something's got to happen, and it is what it is. And maybe they got to move on from a couple of guys, or maybe they're not guys in the dressing room. Who knows? But obviously, I mean, we all know Clarkie, and I know him really well. I guarantee you, there'll be something changed for sure on that offense. Definitely, definitely there.
Will Malcom. How's it
Holy,
going?
Dropping
Hey guys, how's it going?
guest. Didn't even
Thanks
get
for
ready
having
for
me.
him. Probably in and out.
I mean, to interrupt you there.
yeah, no, that's fine. Buddy, we were on here forever.
Yeah.
The drop in guest.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, we can just skip the intro. Well, welcome to the show, brother. How are you? Oh, phone down, phone back, phone back. Here we go. Live.
Yeah.
All right, you guys got that?
How's it going? Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, it's good, man. Happy to be on. Talk to you guys.
Nice. What are you, Frick? You doing the introduction?
Well, we there's no sense. Just skip it. He's already here, right? Like everybody
maybe
knows
we'll-
who he is. He popped in. He tried surprise guest. It's perfect. Toller's got tricks up his sleeves for everybody. All of a sudden, here we go.
Oh, that's what happens.
Loose
See, I
mesh,
told
baby.
you. I told you.
Fly in the seat of our
I
pants.
told you. It's like he's coming in late night, knocking on my door. Coach, you there? You there? Yeah, I know. It's
Hey, he would never. Don't sue her. He's young. Don't sue him. He'd never do something like that. He was in bed at curfew every single time. Breakfast in the morning, couple yogurts and an orange juice.
yeah.
Sounds about right.
Well, thanks for joining us here today, man. I appreciate it. Let's just start back in like St. Thomas more. What did it do for your leadership and the competitiveness at such a young age?
I mean, St. Thomas.
Melks, wait, before you start, like St. Thomas More, is that like his elementary school, kindergarten? When usually DOS like to start things when you're 5 or 6. So I didn't know where we're starting this time. So Melks, when you were just coming out of the old womb, where you're playing the offense or defense?
Preschool.
Yeah, preschool. Your leadership, your captain of the
key
kindergarten club. Sorry, Melks. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, Melks.
Good. No, that was high school. We didn't really have too many lacrosse players there. We had me, Connor Robinson, Drew Belgrave. I think that's pretty much it. Maybe I'm missing a couple, but I had to get my friends to get some gear, join the team, and I don't think we ever won anything. But it's funny. I remember playing a gearing game when I was grade 12. We played Charles Best, which is where all the Coquitlam guys go. I think we lost 27-3, but yeah, I had my guy. I had 3. But
hey,
but yeah, I wouldn't say leadership skills from that, but
I'm an ex Charles Best coach, so I'll take that W right there. Hey, so growing up in New West, right? Like you're lucky, like a guy like Toller and I. It's kind of like a real hotbed of lacrosse, right? Like I grew up in Brooklyn, Toller, St. Catharines, so lacrosse is basically in your blood. Like how did that environment and growing up and watching some of the greats like Herbie, Andy Ogilvie, Rick Mann, guys like that, like how did that kind of shape your career and turn you into the player that you are?
Yeah, for sure. I think just watching is one of the biggest things. Like I'm a big advocate for that more than just actual practicing. If you're able to watch high level guys and just see what they're doing, like I was just watching my brother growing up all the time. They had a stud team, and I remember watching like was it 09, like Brampton, New West Mann Cup, and like seeing all those guys play. Like I was a big Elliot Geich fan, seeing them do well, and yeah, just the city of New West, small town, kind of similar to Peterborough. Everyone loves their lacrosse, and yeah, it just molded me into what I am now.
In 2018, you won the BCJ LL Rookie of the Year. Did that kind of moment maybe where you realize you're going to be playing at the next level, you belonged at the next level, or what would that feel like?
Yeah, I think that was definitely more of my breakout year. I was a little bit of a late bloomer in junior, but once I won that title MVP, I was like, oh, maybe I could actually crack the NLL, and I didn't go to school, so I just went into the draft after that, and
rest is history.
Yeah.
So you finished the Mann Cup with 21 points. Anyone that saw you play realize your impact went beyond scoring, as I was privileged enough to coach. Later, we'll talk about that. But how do you look back on that run and of the 21 points in that, man?
Yeah, it was just, I think as a player and as a fan there, you can't ask for more than that. Game 7 at Queen's Park on that floor every game, had the organ going, just the environment was crazy. And I remember game 1 when Dickey tied it with like 1 second left.
Oh, that was
I'm
crazy.
usually pretty like in like NLL, I zone out the noise, the fans. Like that moment when that place erupted, I was like, holy shit, like this is wild. But yeah. No, it was awesome. Like itching to do it again.
Polar, you ever got to play in Queen's Park when it's been a full house like that?
No, I played in the Mann Cup
Like, it's-
in Victoria.
It's different.
I don't
It
got-
hits different, man. Like just the sound coming off of the roof and banging off the floor, and it's just like they're right on top of you. It's different. So, well, let's talk about a little bit about the Mann Cup in that building. Like how hard did that really hit you? Just like it was sold out every single night. You know, they had the barbecues out front, they had the loading tent out front. You know, like the mayor's there. Even Dan Richardson showed up once in a while. Like, what kind of a feeling was that playing that big of a contest in your hometown?
Yeah, it was surreal. Like I said, like my dad was a belly and my uncles were bellies, and having them all in the stands and watching past ones there, and then you're kind of out there on the anthem, and you're like, man, I'm going up against Sixnay, game 7, game 6. This is a cool experience, and like 2 of the most, I think, stacked teams ever put together. And so yeah, unreal moment, and like I'll look back with good memories, and hopefully I'll get to a couple more.
Do you feel like that was the most mature lacrosse you played in your career so far?
Yeah, definitely after when we played them 3 years ago, Sixnay and at Queen's Park, and I feel like I definitely learned a lot, like mental and physical aspects. And this one, I was definitely a little calmer, did a little better, but yeah, definitely learned some lessons.
So missing 7 that game home, I don't know if this is too soon or not, but how hard was that for you? Again, like we've touched on how much you love the bellies and how much of a new West guy. Like how hard was missing game 7 and sitting there and having to watch the boys go to battle?
Yeah, it was brutal, man. I tried to get it going. I showed up to the arena like at 2:00 hours before, tape jobs, doing everything possibly could, and it wasn't going to work out. So it was real last minute. I had to tell the guys I wasn't going, and yeah, it was pretty heartbreaking, honestly. With all the family there, probably the biggest game ever. So, but you know, we'll get back. It's okay.
So and then just to kind of lighten the mood a little bit here. At 2 bells when you show up to Queen's Park, is Shaggy there or is Shaggy not there?
Shaggy's there every time.
Shaggy.
Giving you knuckles right when you're driving in the parking lot.
He's the best. I loved him. I loved Shaggy so much, man.
He was that Warriors game. He was there for like first warm-ups. He was in the stands already talking to me through the glass.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I know obviously missing game 7 was extremely difficult, but like, was it watching from the sideline, like take it through even like game 6? When did you kind of know though in game 6 when you just planted? Did you just know something was wrong or like instantly?
Yeah. Just right when I went behind the net, I did my hammy pretty good, and I felt a good pop on there, and then I ran out and couldn't really extend my leg at all. I tried to run the tape jobs, and I don't know if I can't run, I'm pretty useless out there. So I don't know. It's my main part of my game. But
I do gotta.
Then getting to sit.
Yeah. Well, no, I was gonna say like I talked to Gowns a little bit. Oh, you there, Melks?
Yeah, I'm here.
That's you. That's in and out.
Oh, sorry. Is that better now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. What do you?
Yeah, go ahead, totally.
My computer just. Oh my God!
Get it together.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
No, I was gonna say like, hey, I'm not one for making the calls, but you went with the helmet call and then the stick call. Who made the big decision, or did anyone pass the buck or whatever on that call?
I know what was going on, but Probably Bish. I don't know. Maybe Gowns had a little hand in there. I don't
Gallon
know.
said no chance. Gallon said he had no chance. That's what I was
Like,
asking. Gallon said he
how did
bailed
you
like a
guys
cheap
figure
suit.
out that the sticker wasn't on the back of the helmet? Like, how did you guys figure that out?
Hey,
That
paint
is
job.
crazy.
Paint
That
job. You
is
got to take it
crazy.
off. It's the paint job. You got to take it
Yeah.
off.
Oh my god!
Fair point.
They all got
fair
them.
point.
That's
it was
the
Melks.
best part.
Melks noticed it when he was hiding behind the net.
Yeah. Oh no.
Well, your NL path as well. Drafted by Colorado, traded to Panther City, and then Colorado drafts you again in the dispersal draft. What was that whole moment roller coaster like for you? And unfortunately, you had to join Mr. Nutjob, Steve Toll over
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. No, I remember that was the COVID year. I think I played like 10 games or something. Then it shut down, and I remember the expansion team came in. I remember Selfer calling me, and he was just like, "Hey, there's a good chance you get picked up." And I was thinking, I was like, "There's no way." Like, I think I had like 2 goals in like games. I wasn't playing very good. And he's like, "You'd be surprised." And sure enough, Hamley calls me, and he said, "He's like, hey, well, how do you feel about playing for Panther City?" And I'll never. I don't know why I said it. I was like, I'm good. I like it in Colorado. I was like, I'm good. And he,
No, okay.
he said,
That's the most
he said-
perfect answer of all. That suits you perfectly.
yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. He's like, well, too bad we're taking you. And I was like, okay. And looking back on it now, thank God, I don't know what I was thinking.
Hey, so when Colorado picks you back up after Fort Worth or Panther City just kind of disperses, are you kind of having a feeling like you're coming back home to a little bit of unfinished business, or is it just kind of like a prove everybody wrong that they didn't protect you type thing?
No, I didn't have any hard feelings against them. Like, I was 19 and they had the pieces. They won the championship that year. So, I understand. And at the end of the day, it worked out for me. I turned into the player I am with TK, Toller, and Hammer. So I felt like I already proved myself at Panther City. I wasn't coming in back to the team looking to prove anything,
No. Yeah. So, what did you take from your time in PCLC that made you better this time around heading back there? I'd say confidence.
Probably just I was about to say, I'd say his confidence. TK really just kind of gave me the keys. He literally would always, here's the keys, Malksy, like go do your thing. So I mean, he pretty much let me do what I want, and then every game I just got better, got more confidence, and now I feel like I'm a little bit more mature and put it all together, and yeah, just keep it going.
Hey, Malcolm, before we jump over to Colorado, before all that, I text Mr. Nick there, the equipment manager, and he said when he first met you, you're like super awkward. And he's like, he introduced him. I'm the equipment manager, and he was stringing like a stick. And he said you sent him a picture of your like dash hound, and then he was stringing a stick. And then you said he really wanted to keep it. And anyhow, the story goes that he said that you wanted it because you wanted the new twig, so you just stole it right out of his hands.
I stole a stick. I don't know about that.
Thievery.
Pointer.
The
You
equipment
guys,
guy.
I don't know, Frick, have you ever met him before?
That's
Yes.
his job.
I met him in Vancouver when you guys came out there and I was still out there.
He is a weapon.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It sounds like he's selling all the equipment from PCLC. Every minute I post, he has more and more coming. I'm like, no wonder no one made money down in PCLC. This guy's holding it all.
Either that or he ransacked the change room after everybody bounced.
Okay, could be too. Yeah, could be.
All
Go
right,
ahead,
well,
Tildy.
every guy that we talked to that played for Panther City kind of says that you guys were like a family, and I'll let Toller run on with this one afterwards. But every team kind of says that we live by the family thing, we die by the family thing. But when you're talking to ex teammates and ex coaches and Toller and TK, I know pretty well, they all say that you guys were a very, very tight knit group. So what about that group made it so connected even after the dispersal draft?
Yeah, I think just the way it started, expansion, right? We're all the guys that no one protected. There was no real bona fide studs on our team. No one had a name for themselves. So everyone really kind of bonded over that, and everyone was friends with everyone. You know, it was awesome, and it was, I don't know, it was, looking back on it, just the group we had, it was so many good memories, and I think so many guys, if you look at it now, so many guys that improved and got better, like including myself, like made careers for themselves with the positions that the whole staff in. And yeah, it's fun to watch everyone doing their thing on their other teams now. You know, it's sad, but we all had to move on.
It'd be a stack roster now. Like just going through it the other day, just like holy smokes. Totally, you guys had something cooking down there in Panther City, eh?
Yeah, the only
It was
mistake
all
we made
TK.
was Halifax. The only
All
mistake we
TK.
made was Halifax. We should have took Tarafanko. Other than that, we were almost perfection. We were real good. And you know what, too, to realistically, before Melks became a stud, we didn't have a guy in the top 50, top whatever ranked. And look at our offense and defense and everything. We were always ranked in the top 5 in both categories, and we didn't have anyone ranked in the top 50. And all of a sudden now we dispersed, and Haas is winning best defensive player. Melk gets over 100 points. You know, we got this guy going this thing. Donville's assistant captain there. Like, yeah, we did what we did. We had to do it, and we did it because we love the boys and we wanted to make them better. And like they say, if they ask us about things that we did, I mean, we love coaching them as much as they hopefully love playing for us, all 1-1, that's for sure. So that's the way it felt.
Malks, Colorado pretty much traded their whole entire left side this offseason. What was your process going through that? Like, holy smokes, they're making me the guy now? Or what was your thought process?
I mean, sad to see Connor go. You know, he's new West guy. I'm pretty good buddies with him, same high school, and I'm excited for what he's going to do in San Diego. But I don't know, we brought in Cue Ball, and I think me and him are going to be a really good 1-2 punch. Like the way that guy can.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah,
going
I don't
to
know.
be nasty. That is going to be fucking
a lot of space.
nasty.
Yeah, he doesn't need a lot of space. You know, I'll just try to draw some doubles, feed him the ball, and man, he can shoot it. And he's actually surprised me. He's got good feet too. Like he can take the ball to the rack. And then we also got Bucky, Jameson Bucktooth, and
Yeah.
he's got
He's gonna be
silky mitts.
good,
Let me
eh?
tell you. Gonna be good. And you know, he could take a page out of my book and hammer 1 5-hole every once in a while. He loves his shots.
Does he
but-
ever go to the well? Yeah.
Going to be good. I think we drafted really well, so I'm excited.
Nice. My turn already? Holy
Yes.
Jesus. All you got to do is say the ones with your name beside them.
I know,
Like,
but
we
this
can
question,
color code it for you.
Did Pat and Bish tell you at the moves they were being made, you'd be a major piece of the rebuild? Did you know Robinson was getting traded? I'm going to say no. Not till after it happened.
No,
I
no
could
idea.
You didn't have to ask him. You could ask me. I would answer for him.
Well, you normally do just jump in whenever you want. So we kind of just throw
I know,
lob balls, and if Mel can hit it, then he will, and normally you just hit it. So
But
just throwing
again,
you lob balls,
like we said earlier, Connor Robinson becomes available because you get Q for Connor Kelly. So it's a no-brainer. Like I said,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's unfortunate that anyone gets traded, and Melks like realizes that stuff too. But yeah, no, I agree. I don't.
Cute.
They're not. Coyle and them are pretty harsh. Like TK and Hammer might have gave him a little heads up, maybe something big going down. But I don't even think Bish and Coyle, they'd probably stick to their guns. I would assume, Melksy.
Yeah, they keep it pretty tight to the vest. I don't know what's going on.
Well, tell us about this past weekend. I guess 2 weekends ago now, your 6-goal game performance against Vancouver. When did you know that it was coming to come a heater? Like after the big summer, and then as well as build on, like, tell us about the celebrations, man.
Yeah. No, I think just leading into the season, I gained a lot of confidence after playing in the Mann Cup, just realizing not really going to play better defenders or team than that and anytime soon. So you get confidence from that. And, I don't know. It's funny. That first game there, that first quarter, I was dying. I was gassed. And I think there was like 1 goal for both teams in the first quarter. I was like, oh, it's going to be a Wardo Delb show. And then it's funny. Every guy knows you get your first and you get a little boost of energy when you get one. And I got that first and I was like, oh, I'm feeling a little bit better. And then got second. And then my legs were under me. And it's like, I'm going to go to the rack every time I touch it. And it just worked out.
See, that's how I kind of felt after the first punch in the face, though. Like once I got punched in the face once, I knew I was fucking. We're on one here, boys. So at what point during that game did you just say like fuck it, like I'm on one, like we're going? Every single time we get the ball, every single time hands are free, like we're just mailing it, and hopefully the little python can stop one.
Yeah, I think it's third quarter. I was just like every time I got it, I wasn't even looking at the other side. I was like, I'm gonna try to go past my defender here. But
Not even
yeah.
trying this.
Yeah,
Don't even care who's there. Don't even care who's there.
Yeah,
He ran through five guys, man, like twice.
The Patriots guys like Stephon Diggs doing them, and all they got all the new first down celebrations. I think they're pretty. So I was like, I told all my little cousins, my sister, and all of them I was gonna do it, so they were doing it in the stands too, and it was fun.
Perfect.
Well, that was the thing. I like actually because Jumbo did the game, and I can't really say lots of good things about Jumbo because he gets mad at me because he didn't vote for me. But anyways, like even when he said though, he looked like a running back. You look like a running back, running through the line. Like you just were flying through them. And the best is too, they just decided to throw you the old stick checks, the old one-handed stick checks. I'm going to stop melting the old stick check. Love those ones. Yeah. I know. It was legit.
There was a couple Olays thrown into the mix too. I just
was there ever?
I don't want to get embarrassed and get thrown on Sports Center. Just let the kid go to the rock and hopefully Delbienko looks like an idiot, not me.
But Melks, I will say one thing. After your sixth goal, TK did text me. He goes, "Oh, now Melks decides to pick 6 different spots. Couldn't do that 3 years ago. Eh? Now he decides to pick 6 different spots."
Yeah. No, it passed really hard on me. He says, "No more jamming 5-hole. You got to go top corner." So I was prepping all week.
Right.
What are the boys saying to you on the bench? Yeah, go ahead, Toller.
No, you say. Go ahead. Go ahead, buddy. All good.
So what are the boys saying to you after you come back to the bench and you snipe 4 and then you snipe 5 and then you snipe 6? Like, is it just kind of like a pitcher having a perfect game, or are they grinding your gears?
No, they're pumping my tires for the most part, make me feel better. They know I'm on a heater. So yeah, there's Vels is out there banging for me, QZ's vacating for me, and I was like, all right, just gonna keep going. And yeah, no.
Well, it's also hey, no offense when you're getting watched by Steve Toll / Shane Simpson, you're not wasting any time going to the hoop anyway, so it doesn't really matter. like holy moly. But anyway, no, and the thing is though, around the league, you know, you're slippery as shit. Defenders, whatever, can't check that way. But at the same time, you were kind of one of the not sleepiest or like not really the top notch. And now you're coming into that thing. Do you find it, the defense, obviously not after the last game, but do you find it just they are tougher on you now compared to when you were, say, like a 20-goal scorer compared to, you don't know, now they're all over you every single shift compared to maybe before when they were like, oh, Melks has got 1 or 2, maybe we should slash him. Do you ever feel that way?
No, I don't really feel that way. Maybe like I draw more top defenders more occasionally, but no, feels pretty much the same. I think, I think as far as when I was younger, I was more of just like the speed guy, go to the rack, so everyone would kind of just back up on me. Now I'm just trying to develop more of an outside shot, grow my game, make it a little more difficult for guys. But no, pretty much the same.
Yeah. Where did you learn to do that? Like, where did you, like, if a kid's listening to the podcast right now, they want to be, I want to be Will Malcom when I grow up. How do they get that in their arsenal?
I mean, practice and a lot of watching, man. I'd watch a lot of videos. Like I said, I watched my brother a lot and watching all the pro players when I was younger, and then also taking from other sports. Like I like watching a lot of football receivers, like their moves off the line, and same as basketball, always looking for something.
Well, it kind of leads to the next question, but the question is, this is on film, but I want to answer part of this first after I answer or ask it, because it's the best.
You do. Of course you do.
Because you guys don't on film. Do you notice defenders biting on the wrong
you guys
angles?
Hold on a second. Don't you dare say you guys don't fucking understand. You were about to say you guys don't understand. I understand how to watch film, Steve.
No, you don't
understand film.
No, you don't know what I'm going to say if you let me talk, actually, and you didn't interrupt. What I was going to say is when we did film, Melks and Caputo would do film together on the couch. So we'd have to watch film, and one of them would never have a computer or the phone. So they'd both be like, we'd be like, okay, we're waiting for Melks to log on. And then Caputo would say, no, Melks is with me. And then Caputo would be on one time. He'd be like, no, Melks, he's on with me. And they'd watch it together because they lived together and they did everything together.
God.
So it was like a big reunion when those two.
Cute.
They'd both be sitting on a couch
cute.
watching a little screen. Yeah, it was a price. like it was priceless. They'd have, and then you had Grennan. Remember, you guys had Grennan the one year in the same thing, but then you kicked him out because he was trying to get on your video. So you told him to go back to his apartment. He couldn't get in on their little video show. It was a debacle. Oh, fucking funny.
Yeah, we had good film sessions back then. It was good stuff.
Oh shit.
All right, so now that we're in Colorado and we're playing under Bish, I do feel like Bish's system kind of lets you be a little bit more free and actually use like your quickness and your elusiveness as part of your game.
Yeah, now I got Bish year round with the Bellies in Colorado, so he knows my game as well as anyone. So he's really good at putting me into positions. He knows the spots I want to get to, and he can tell if I'm hot or not. So yeah, he's a mastermind with the X's and O's, and it's fun to see what he cooks up every game.
And then just a quick follow up before Toller gets going. How great of a guy is Bish? Like he's one of the nicest human beings I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, nicest guy ever. Best visor collection going.
It's hot. It's hot too.
See his truck windshield. There's just a graveyard of them. At least 15 visors.
Fantastic.
Well, no, your next question, Frick. You're the closer. I'm not the next. Oh no, no, that's a bad one. What's the difference now about your Colorado compared to your rookie year? Well, you only played 3. You only had whatever goals. Yeah, it was back then. It was over.
Yeah, I was just
boring.
I was 19, 30 pounds lighter. So everything
about it. Yeah.
Long time.
But I will say something that I love about watching Melk. Sorry, Frank. One thing I always love about Melk, and he even did it in Panther City but TK actually let him go to the shooter. But you guys watch if they go lefty, all look, and Melks goes down the crease when he was doing it at New West when he's on the crease. He slowly moves up because he wants more shooter spot, and everyone has to kind of slide over.
That's right. Hey.
So I just love watching because I've seen it for so many years. Watch him sneak up higher and higher.
Hey, that's my best work there. But it's hard. The new rule now, they're at the top of the crease, ruining my spot.
I know.
Hey, so let's get a little Steve Toll love session going here. With Toller being your coach in Panther City, what's one thing behind the scenes that people wouldn't believe about Toller? Everybody would believe everything, but let's give him a little love.
There could be a lot of story times, but that might be close. But funny Toller story when he was the head coach for our first ever playoff game, and we were practice the night before. He's like, "All right, boys, like finishing practice. Everyone go in the dressing room, get your per diem." Everyone lined up their per diem, and we did a fucking shootout. Winner takes all.
Right before the semifinal game, I'm head coach.
Right before first ever.
You're different.
All the money was right on the blue line. All the money was right on the blue line. It was awesome. Like, it was great. The boys were so loose. Greatest half two of lacrosse we played. We had them.
Well, other than Toll chirping the referees, yelling at the referees, how would you describe him? Motivation guy, the chirp guy, don't screw up this
definitely
kind of guy?
Motivational and accountable. I'd never seen a coach hold. I mean, I'm an O guy, but whenever I'd look down at the D guys, he was holding them accountable, and they wouldn't make the same mistakes twice. That's for sure.
So now let's be honest here. What's the biggest thing that Toller ever yelled at you for? On or off the floor? On or off the floor?
No, wait, before that one. No, I never yelled at him off the floor. On the floor, it's easy. Get off the floor. That was what I yelled at before.
Yeah.
But off the floor, yeah, do your job. Yeah. Off the floor, MVP.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, let's get into a little bit of a rapid fire here, Melks. Rapid fire is brought to you by Loading Lacrosse. From the creators of the strongest shaft in the game comes the Tonka. Built like a truck, forged in fire, tempered in chaos. Approved by NLL defenders. Use promo code TONKA95 for 15% off all loading items, all at loadinglocks.com. That's TONKKA95 for 15% off. What's your pregame coffee order?
Black iced.
What's your
From
pregame
Starbucks.
meal? What's your pregame meal?
Creole chicken from Cactus.
What's the pregame routine?
Take a nap. Put some music on. That's pretty much it. I'm not very
Great.
superstitious.
Or if his brother's on the same team, let his brother go get his food for him so Melks doesn't have to leave the room and he can bring it back to him.
Pretty much. He's a coffee guy.
He is.
All right, here's kind of a fun one for you. Better bar, the Reach, Boone County, or Old School Foggy Dew?
I wasn't old enough to go to the old school Foggy Dew, but I heard the stories, so I'll go with the Reach. Reach is great.
All right, well, what stick are you rocking right now? What's your setup?
I'm using the Loading Malcom Pro and the Loading Win.
All right, and then lastly, this is kind of a little bit on the serious note, but what was it like getting to play with legends like Steve Toll and Tracy Kaluski, and then obviously Bob Hanley as well?
To play with them?
Play for them, sorry. Play for them.
I was gonna say they're out with their sticks sometimes, you know. Toller's still got a good crippler on him. But
That's a hook. That's what they call a hook.
yeah. No, who knows if I would have turned into the player I am today without those guys. They put me in the great positions and nothing but good memories. They're just awesome coaches. Some of the best coaches I've ever had.
Okay, who's your two hots there, Fricky? Two hots.
Well, I'm going to show the pod love with the pod bump. My boy, Pickering, Ontario's own, Austin Shanks.
Times two.
Night.
Times that by two.
7-point night. The kid had 6
he went
points
on the
going
show,
into
baby.
half. Throw it in cruise control. Ride it all the way back to the prairies. Have yourself a night, Mr. Austin Shanksy boy. Shanks.
Well, you know what? I'll keep it in there. I'll keep it in the Whitby territory and go a little out of nowhere. Thought he was getting a little old in the thing. Mr. Ryan Keenan, who popped in there with a solid 7-point night, too. Go a little surprised. Keep it the Whitby. Yeah, keep it a little Whitby connection and all that. So we'll go with that. Who's hot through them? We know who you're going with. Your boy Messenger, guaranteed. Just take him.
Guaranteed.
It's a tough choice. But I think we're doing us a foolish wise by not taking our boy from Six Nations, Mr. Warren Hill, the king of the hill, from what he did against the Oshawa. As much as Oshawa made him look good, you still have to give him credit with being the third goalie told to ever let in just 2 goals in a game. Ever heard of Bob Watson and Matt Vince?
Warren played? I didn't know Warren even played. Holy. We didn't do much. Only had 57 saves. Like letting 2 fucking goals.
The best save percentage in the National Lacrosse League ever in one game.
I thought you guys were talking about the very first episode of this show. I thought you two, or maybe Doss, wanted Getty to had a shot at starting. I don't remember that one, but that definitely wasn't this guy.
That was Frick. 100. I'll eat that one. That was Frick. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I definitely. I didn't think he was going to start, but I thought at some point this year that would be Getty's job. 100%. I look like an idiot. I do it a lot. Makes it easy. Not a big deal.
No.
I think it's across all three, but the Oshawa Firewolves offense. We've been talking about them all podcast. They have to be the knot. There's no other way to go. Like, get it together, fellas. Like, maybe go to the middle and collect Frick's $100. He doesn't have a lot of them, so when he's handing out money, you must take it.
It'd be monopoly money, but anyway, it's still a little bit of money.
It's not going to be there this week. I took it already to the bank and deposited it into my checking account. Now I'm at 105.
Warren Hill jumps on the podcast. Warren Hill doesn't say much. He just wins games. The Halifax backbone, a 3-time Mann Cup champion. Hill has built a career in providing people wrong and shutting the door. When the pressure hits red zone levels from Georgia to Rochester to becoming the face of the Thunderbirds crease, Hill has been quietly putting together one of the most consistent resumes in the NL. 110 regular season games, near 900 minutes, 3,000 saves, and a career save percentage of .789 percentage. And now he's reminding everyone exactly who he is. The goalie who just become the third netminder in the league history to only allow 2 goals in a regular season game. The same guy who backed up Six Nations through a dynasty years with Doug Jamieson. When Warren Hill is locked in, it's not a matchup, it's a problem. Warren, thanks for coming on the podcast, man. How are you doing today?
Not too bad. Thanks for having me.
Hey, let's go back before we talk about, week 2 of your game against Oshawa. What was it like the past couple summer season with Six Nations and winning Mann Cups? Like it was just candy on a stick for you.
I wouldn't say that, but no, it's pretty incredible to win with Six Nations, right? Hometown, and to win a Mann Cup, obviously, like a lot of history with the organization, a lot of history with the trophy with the Mann Cup. And growing up, I think that's one thing that was obviously like on a bucket list, right, for a lot of lacrosse players. So to get the chance to compete for one was top tier. And honestly, it's like being there, part of those teams and part of those matchups against the West opponents has been like the best lacrosse I've ever seen. Atmosphere right down, like it's like 2 all-star teams playing against each other. So it's really special.
Within those Man Cups, Warren, you got a great tandem going between you and Dougie. Talk about the relationship between you and Dougie, and just talk about the friendship and the competitive drive. You guys are going back and forth every single game, and it doesn't seem to phase either one of you. So, like, what kind of a dynamic is that people don't really understand?
I think that it's the dynamic is like the way I could put it is we're just buddies, right? So like he's obviously younger and like growing up, like I did kind of things before him, just with the age difference, right? But as we caught up to one another, and it just turned into a cool relationship. Obviously, lacrosse is a tight knit community already, but when you got guys, especially here in Six Nations, that live 5-10 minutes down the road, you see each other all the time in the community. That's all it is just we're just buddies. So like getting to ask them before, just people bringing up, oh, is there anything special? Like not really. It's almost kind of it's like that calming, not calming, but it's just a game with your buddy down the other end. So it's really cool. It's really special. Brings out a lot of the best of guys. Learning a lot from him too. And I think that's another cool dynamic we have is that we don't really care who's in net. We both got each other's back and we're both offering each other advice, what we're seeing. And it's a great relationship.
So tying that into last Friday's game, does that kind of give you a little bit more of added motivation to try and put on a show with your boy Dougie down at the other end? Is that like a little bit of a inter-game competitiveness between you guys, or like hey Dougie, you might have had the better one last time, but your boy Warren Hill's down here just stealing the show. What was that like, especially doing that, but more so, especially against your buddy down the other end?
Actually, kind of like what I was saying. Kick the headphones keep popping out, but no, there is that internal kind of little bit of a rivalry competitiveness, right? Like whether it be us playing a game in the NLL or maybe we're out on the golf course or something, like just being buddies, want to have one up on each other. But no, it was just a cool experience. And like I said, we're out there just doing our best to probably, like you said, top one another, but wasn't really thinking about that. And also, even if we weren't buddies, knowing Dougie, the type of goalie he is, he played a great game as well, right? I think before we got the empty netters, he only gave up 8, and the majority of the time, if your goalie's only giving up 8, you're probably winning that game, right? So wasn't really thinking about it, and we knew that we have to score some. We got to beat him, right? If he's going to allow any, so there's that. So even if we weren't buddies, like I was saying, to raise your game up to try and match him, it's pretty cool.
So I wrote on Inside Lacrosse just about the backstory of this year, of the game you playing against Dougie. Back in the Mann Cup, Dougie kind of took the net after game 3. What was that like for you? And did it set some more fireworks in your first game back this weekend on the performance you had?
Truthfully, not really. In the moment and the Mann Cup, like I think the situation was that we went down 2-0 to New West and we end up getting game 3, Dougie start, and then just having that conversation with JT after. He didn't want to change up the lineup, and that's sports, right? Like you go with the hot hand, and to that relationship we have, I was there for him, obviously as a competitor, and there's a goalie. You want to be in there. So a little bit sour about it, but at the same time, I wasn't gonna be a rain on anyone's parade. I still had a job to do and try and be ready and support Doug any way that I can, and hopefully get the job done for us, and he did so. And then going into this game, but truthfully, really wasn't thinking about it that much. It was just another game that we gotta win. And I said, bring our A game against that Firewolves team and Dougie back there.
What's the atmosphere like in Halifax? We all see it. It's, the beers are probably chugging.
Oh,
Patty
yeah.
always tells us that hill's one of the nastiest hills to climb when you had a couple lollipops in ya.
Oh, bringing your gear, trying to go up to practice, like drag your gear up to that. It's a nightmare. Get a nice little ride on the way down after the game. Especially I think they just had freezing rain and ice and stuff. So it's a good reality check after a big win, and then you're in negative 10-degree weather walking back to the hotel, right? But no, it's a good cool down. But the atmosphere is awesome. The people are awesome, and it's a great atmosphere. It's turning into, if not like a lacrosse town. It's almost want to describe it like a mini bandit land, right? I think our building only has about 10, 11 seats, but the crowds have been getting bigger every year. Every year, the place is getting louder every year. And when you're kind of getting recognized on the streets and stuff, that walking around, like, it's hard not to get up and try your best, play your best for those guys, those fans, right? So it's a really cool atmosphere.
When Kurt moved you guys from Rochester over to Halifax, did you kind of like see this coming on Halifax is fully embracing you guys? And as you say, you're getting noticed walking down the street now. So was that something that you guys seen within the first year, or did you know that we were in for a little bit of a ride and we had to build something special?
Truthfully was not expecting that. Obviously, whenever you go into a new city and stuff, and growing up playing nationals, I knew they had a little bit of lacrosse. Obviously, they're catching up now, but at the time they weren't near Ontario, BC in terms of lacrosse, and it's really cool to see it expand. And I think what set the tone is, I think out of the gate that first season, right? This was the COVID season that we got shut down halfway through or whatever. But I think they say in sports, right? Winning solves everything. So I think we were able to come out of the gates hot. I think we won the first 6 games or something like that. And then you gradually start seeing more people coming, and then probably telling their buddies there's music, there's, like you said, like there's beverages, and it's a little bit different change of pace than hockey. And I think maybe they appreciate that. So it's more of like a party feel, and that building's infectious. And I think even if you went there just as a fan the first time, like, how can you not like put on a smile and just enjoying watching the show, right? So I think that's something where we have them, and hopefully we can continue our success here.
What's the best atmosphere that you've ever played in? Is it playing in Halifax, playing in the Mann Cup this year, playing in 6A? Where's the best atmosphere?
Junior A playoffs in Whitby.
No, not that. Just kidding. Not in my history anyways. No, but no, I think NLL wise, like, obviously Buffalo's who they are. The loud places, Buffalo, Colorado, Sask, when they're loud and they were blaring the speakers when we're on defense and stuff, they're rowdy. But no, our building's getting up there, and it's obviously biased, like hometown. But like I said, like, that energy is infectious. But when it comes to summer, I think we've been there twice already. Like you said, like New West. Honestly, that was like the coolest experience both times. It's, again, that trip kind of going back to the roots, like the traditional of it. It's hot, it's sweaty, it's August. You got 2 teams up there wanting to kill each other. You got the fans on top of you. We had the Squamish people out there with their drums. Like, that was like the best experience ever. Yeah, just some extracurriculars.
100%. Okay? Everyone talks about the floor, not having turf on the floor and playing on the traditional wooden floor. Yeah. Do you prefer turf, or do you prefer that type of floor?
I think if I have to do it every day, turf. But no, like, to be on, like you said, like, it's that wooden basketball floor and history of it. They got the old one hanging up in the background, and the history on that floor. It's like, again, that's a bucket list place to play. Yeah, I can't describe it, but you can kind of like feel the history when you're out there. Maybe it's because we only go out there once in a while, right? That first Mann Cup was the first time I ever played in New West, and this last one, and appreciating it. It's different. Obviously, as like guys will say, like, the ball skips off it different, like the reverse transition goal is different, but I think that's what adds to the fun of it, that it is a change of pace and something that you got to adjust to. So I like it.
Just sticking with the Man Cup here for a couple more. At what point were you thinking that you were going to have to go in for Dougie when they made those two? I'm going to call him greasy helmet and then the stick calls. Like, were you already ready to go, or after the first helmet call, did you start to get a little bit looser, thinking that they may try and pull another greasy call on that play?
I think, like you said, Dougie doesn't come out of games too often, right? So I think when they did the initial, I forget what it was. Was it, he said the first helmet call or something like that?
Helmet, yeah.
I was
Yeah,
pretty,
helmet, helmet, then stick.
And then
helmet,
you
then
try
stick.
putting him in your helmet.
Tried is the
Yeah,
key word there.
That was
That we couldn't help but laugh when that was going on. But when they said he could, honestly, yeah, that's when I thought, okay, I've never seen like a goalie get called. Like the rules have changed, right? Before, if you got caught, you were gone. So
yeah.
obviously, adrenaline spiked up, and then no, you get to stay in the game. You just got to put on my helmet. I'm like, here you go, throw it on, and we tried to squeeze that thing in, and it was. He used to wear one right back in college, and that's what I told him. I was like, this is 2014, Dougie. The exact same, he had the hair flowing out, and then when they did the stick call, I'll just say like. Man Cup, you never know what to expect, obviously. So we had stuff just in case. I'll just say that.
Okay.
Backups for backups.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll move into last Friday night there, and we had Will Malcom on a little bit earlier, and we kind of asked the same question leading into his 6-goal performance. At which point did you know, fuck man, like I'm on one, like they're throwing beach balls at me, nothing's getting by me today. Like this is, first of all, did you know that this was a record-setting performance, or did somebody have to tell you afterwards? And then second of all, when did the juices really start to flow? I've known you and I've watched you for a long time, and you've always been like the calm, cool, collected goalie, and nothing really changed there. But like your brain has to start turning, going like, holy fuck, like I'm stopping everything right now.
I think it was a game of emotions. I was telling people to talk about that game. I wasn't really thinking about it, trying my best. Just the cliche thing, like that they in the moment just stopped the ball, and then our defense, our team was rolling. We were scoring some goals, and we went into half and kind of same thing, that same mentality, kind of made some adjustments. And I would say it's probably towards the end of the third that like, oh heck, like we're doing pretty good here. Like, and so just to keep it going. And he said, I'd be lying if I said I didn't think about like the record or whatever, but I remember like thinking to myself, like, pretty sure one goal is I think Vino has the one goal against record. So I didn't know it was a record thing until Mackie Jenner brought me over for the post game interview, and she said you tied it or something. I was like, cool.
Ever heard of Bob Watson and Matt Vince?
Yeah, no shit. Like you just put yourself in some very, very elite company. We were sitting there watching it, and then we went on and did a quick live after that, and like. I've been around since like the turn of time, and I don't think I've ever seen a 2-goal game outside of like U15.
Yeah, it's incredibly rare, right? And I'm not like had some lucky bounces go our way, right? I think I had two more goals or whatever called back, whether that guy didn't step in the crease or the shot clock didn't go off at the right time. That's 4 against, record's gone. But that again, cliche, it doesn't matter. But hitting some pipes, so there was some luck. There was some great play by the defense, great schemes put in place by Suits, our coach. And then just, yeah, he said being in that kind of zone. I wish I could bottle it up and take a sip of it before every game, but it just happens and it's a great feeling. He said sometimes that ball can feel like a beach ball and sometimes it's hard to fight and it feels like a BB out there. But that was one of those good nights, and we're going to think about that one for a long time.
What's this game represent? Does this game the hardest games that you've played? Or is it, other games? I guess I should ask the question of, is this game, have you had another game previous where you felt like you played better, but more goals have gone in, and this game was just, everything's hitting me and I'm just seeing everything?
Yeah, it's goaltending's crazy, right? That was one of the, I can't say it was like the best game I've had in my NLL career, but there's other games where, yeah, you do feel like that you played lights out and unfortunately you don't get the win. Or there's games where maybe you do get the win, but you're kicking yourself in the butt because you felt you could have had 2 or 3, 4 of those goals that went in, right? So it's all about peaks and valleys and just going with it. So we're, like I mentioned before, we just got off a team call going over some defensive stuff with our team and just reminding ourselves to appreciate the game and celebrate it a little bit. But now it's time to turn the page, and that's all it is. It's behind us. And Suits had a good quote saying, or Kersey had a good saying there, like, no one's ever won a championship in game one, right? So kind of trying to be level headed to remember that feeling and what we're capable of, but to I guess not get down on ourselves. Don't go that way. We got to keep going.
So I'm assuming this is going to be the same answer as the Dougie question, but I'd feel like an idiot if I didn't ask it. Is there a little bit more of added motivation going up against guys like Dane and Josh after battling with them all summer and just knowing how good of lacrosse players and how capable they are at scoring? Is there a little bit more added pre-week scout, or these guys pretty well and you're just, I'm still on one, I'm going to shut you guys down?
Even John not putting you in back in game 4, does it add any motivation for this coming week?
No, again, I hate to be cliche, but it's just another game, right? And I'm gonna go there and try and do my best. And just knowing the guy that I am, I know some guys like to operate angry or they like to operate with that like FU mentality and stuff, but that's not me. Just it hasn't worked for me. So I like having fun. I like living in the moment and chuckling around with guys, and maybe I'll chuckle around with those guys when they're out there. But those are two great players. We got our hands full, and I think that when we go in there, it's going to be not any different because they got a job to do as well. So they're going to do what they can to put that ball in net, and it's our job to stop them. So it'll be a fun test for us.
How excited were you this year when Kurt brought in Brennan Bonbury?
It's that it's almost like a seamless transition. Obviously, with his ties to Six Nations, then you got guys from the Chiefs. Like for him to, I thought it was a great game for him, opening game, because it got to show the player that he is. He started off on the back end. He's the big body on the back end. He knows what he's doing back there, but he's traditionally an old guy. Like growing up juniors with Georgia there, he's an old guy. But then unfortunately when Hoagie went down, he was able to go up and fit right in there with Randy, with Clark Peterson, and our offense with Jammer and those guys, right? Just that familiarity. So I think that was a huge pickup, and it paid dividend in game one right away.
But what are you expecting going into this weekend besides a bunch of Loud Crazy Bandit fans?
Loud Crazy Bandit fans.
Yeah.
A lot of rubber. Like obviously, like I said, they are who they are. They're a great offensive team. They're a great defensive team. Vino's who he is for a reason. So same thing. Like we got to come with our A game, and I think this was a good step in the right direction. But we'll have to wait and see, and that's another learning experience, another test for us.
Warren, do you remember what you ate last weekend, and are you eating the same meal this weekend?
Same meal, same underwear, same socks, same everything,
or what?
You're talking to a goalie, man, right? So I could make sure I do everything the exact same, but it was
Chipotle, maybe?
No.
Not back
that.
on the Chipotle train it back again, or what?
A little bit, but probably not that day. I get too many complaints from my roommate after that. No, I think I had like a chicken sub or a chicken club and French fries or something the night before, and then typical pregame meal with the boys at the hotel is just chicken, rice, stuff like that. So nothing too crazy, but obviously got to stop at Dino Barbecue or something or grab a Lenovo's on the way home, being in Buffalo, right? So that's my plans for this weekend.
All right, one more here from me, and then we'll let you go. We know you got kids and you got an old lady, so we got to keep it short here with you. But all the noise going into this year, bringing in Getty last minute, and kind of just the way that last year ended. Was last week just pretty much a statement game for you, or is it still you're just gonna stick to the cliches and go business as usual? And I'm here for the guys, or does the noise kind of get a little bit in between the ears? Because as you said, you are a goalie, and my best friend growing up was a goalie, and you guys are all bad shit crazy no matter what it is, right? So is that a little bit more added motivation for you, knowing that, hey, like people are talking and it's time for me just to put up or shut up?
Yeah, like I think it's I'd be ignorant, I guess, if I said I didn't hear that stuff or feel that that added pressure. But at the same time, like whether he's there or not, like it's my job to stop the ball. It's my job to get our team safe to at least another 1 or 2 saves to keep our team in it, right? And it's something that I think I learned from Cooley, in that like you can't really overthink it. And like you said, it's last year didn't end the way I wanted it to, and I think this past weekend was a good step in the right direction. But it was only one game. So we got a lot to go off of, and I know I want to play as long as I can and be that guy in the net. There can only be one, but if it doesn't work out or the cards fall where they may be, like I'm gonna support who's ever in there and try to be the best teammate I can.
Well,
Last one of your. Go ahead, Fricky.
that was a great first step, and if you could even just take 5, 6 more of those steps, you guys are going to be off to a hell of a start and have a hell of a season. So for me, I wish you all the best, brother. And again, as I say, like it might not have been a great game to watch as optically and as a lacrosse fan, but for you, man, like that was fucking amazing. As I said, I've never seen anything like that in my life outside of U13.
Hey, oh,
Last
thanks,
one here
fellas.
from
Oh,
for
go
me,
ahead,
Warren.
sorry.
You played for the Haudenosaunee Nationals and the world lacrosse and everything with the Olympics coming. What's the talk about with the Haudenosaunee going to the Olympics and the fight to try to get you guys there? Give us the floor of what it means to you guys, and I'm fighting for you guys. Like I've always said that if the Haudenosaunee can't be at the Olympics, we shouldn't be
Nobody
going at all.
No,
one should go.
If you guys aren't there, nobody should be there, Warren. You guys gave us a game, man. Like that's bullshit if you guys aren't there.
Yeah, I think it'd obviously be disheartening if we weren't invited or wouldn't be able to get in. I know there's a lot of red tape and bureaucracy and stuff like that, and unfortunately, us as players can only do so much when we're trying to advocate for ourselves, advocate for our Indigenous communities. And I know we got a lot of people working behind the scenes to try and make this happen. Like I said, if it doesn't, it's gonna be a pretty. It just wouldn't seem right, right? Like as you guys said,
It's-
obviously we invented this game, but at the same time, like to be positive, I think it's pretty special and cool that lacrosse is back in there, and it would be cool to see it at the lacrosse in the Olympics in LA in 28. But if we're not there, it's gonna be pretty pretty sucky to watch it from the couch, right? Thinking that or knowing that we should be there competing, and if we were to get there, I think it would speak volumes to not only just the Haudenosaunee, but also to Indigenous people around the world, right? Like people have gone through so much in history and different things and stuff like that, and it would put a stamp on to show like we're still here, we can still compete and compete with the world, and that we're not gone, right? So yeah, that's what it would mean for us, mean for me, and yeah, we'll just have to see what happens.
I'm
Well,
gonna put you on this. I'm gonna put you on the spot here. If there's a sword with a rock, and you're pushing it straight through down, and the Haudenosaunee is not allowed to go to the Olympics, should Canada, U.S., and the other nations pull out and say, "Hey, we're not going"? What would you do?
Yes.
You pushing it through and saying no one should go, or should they go to represent lacrosse?
He's giving us the political answer here, and he's gonna say everybody should go and have fun, but we all know what the fuck he's thinking.
I'll just leave
Give
it
us-
at that. No, like the political answer, yeah, be cool. Everybody goes, has fun, but obviously, yeah, it's not gonna be the same. It's not gonna be the same without the Haudenosaunee there. And I think that,
100% agree, man. I've
and
said
I
it from
think,
day one.
and I
If you
want to
guys
say
aren't,
too, like,
if you guys aren't there, I'm not watching, and
I'm
I'm
not
just
watching.
I'm
No.
just a talking head on the screen. In my opinion, doesn't mean shit from
Nope.
anything. But I tell you right now, if you guys aren't there, I'm not watching because it's not real. I don't watch the
Yeah.
sixes exhibitions. I don't pay attention to the other shit. I'll pay attention to the worlds because you guys are there. I'll pay attention to the world box because that's where all the best players are. How are we celebrating being the best if some of the best players in the game aren't there? Yourself, Lyle, Randy, all of Zed. Like you guys are the game. So if you guys aren't there, then there is no game in my opinion. And I know my opinion doesn't mean shit, but that's
You
just
can't have you can't have a game of lacrosse without the history. It's like playing
No.
any other sport without the history. If you guys are not there, I'm with Frick. The whole entire Loose Mesh brand, the podcast brand, I swear, we will not cover it, we will not post it, we will not do anything about it. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. If you guys are not there, Warren, from the behalf of us, honestly, I swear, man, if you guys are not there, there's a lot of questions need to be asked around this world, and you guys should 100% be there. And I know a lot of us are pushing for it, and honestly, I'll give my take. I'm on record for it already, but if you guys don't go there, Canada, US, everyone should pull out. Everyone who plays lacrosse, if you're there for lacrosse, you're there going with Haudenosaunee. You're there to represent the history of lacrosse. It's not representing a country at this point. It's representing what lacrosse means to us and why we play the game of the sport. It's the creator's game. We all play it to get better and heal from it, and it's a healing game. And if we can't support, Haudenosaunee getting to the Olympics, political or not, then we shouldn't be doing it. We shouldn't be doing it. Warren, I just thank you for your time, man, for coming on. And Hey man, go and beat up Buffalo. Everyone wants a new champion. As much as we are all fans of seeing 4-peats, 3-peats, and all that kind of stuff,
I'm not. I'm
we
not.
all
I'm not.
we
Fuck
all
it.
like a new
New
champion. I
champ.
like
Let's
change.
go.
I like change for 100%. So
Yeah, well,
enjoy the season, man, and keep rocking.
thank you. I appreciate it, boys. This was fun, and yeah, I appreciate you guys' kind words and your support for the Haudenosaunee Nationals. Like, it speaks volumes, and I know a lot of people share that same sentiment. So that voice is getting louder, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna get heard.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
coming,
so
Lauren. Have a
much.
great night, brother.
Yeah, PT. Thank you, guys.
Fricky, man, like honestly, I'm telling you the truth. I will not go. I will lose. I want to book tickets to go. I want to book my flights. I want to book hotels to go cover boots on the ground with Loose Mesh, with you, Toll, and whoever comes on with Loose Mesh. You know, the team could always get bigger. The team could always bring in brighter minds and everyone that wants to support the brand. It's a brand at the end of the day, but this brand will always, and I will swear by it from day one, we will not be doing boots on the ground. I will not be in Los Angeles. I will not watch the entire Olympics till the Haudenausaunee not there. I know, like you and I like talked about and previously, like, hey, we want to have boots on the ground. I'm telling you, man, I will care. If I have to write a $15,000 off because it didn't work out, I am not going. Sorry.
Well,
End of discussion.
first things first is it must be nice to be rich. Like, you're just throwing away 15 gerbs like that. But
Well,
no,
hey,
and you
it's
know,
once
like,
in a lifetime, right?
it's awesome to have Warren come on, and you know, like, I really appreciate the fact that you tried to hold him to the fire there and get him to answer. But you know, like, everybody knows their opinion, and everybody knows what the Haudenausaunee mean to this game, and what guys like Warren and Randy and Lyle mean to the growth of the game, right? But they're not going to tell you what they're thinking. And basically, you know, having off the record conversations with a couple other different guys, they know it's bullshit that if they're not there. And we all know it's bullshit that they're not there. So, you know, and I love what you're thinking. If they're not there, guys should pull out. And guys should show solidarity, because as he said, like, this is a brotherhood. Whether or not it's your brotherhood on the Six Nations reservation, it's my boys in Whitby, it's your boys over there in Edmonton and Alberta, it's Malcolm's boys in New West. We're all one big family. And whether or not we try and take each other's heads off on the floor, or we motherfuck a guy running down, or, you know, I might throw a little bit of a cheap shot, after the game we're all going out and having pints and grabbing a bite to eat and shooting the shit, right? So if we're in, we're all in. If we're out, we should all be
We're all
out.
out.
And
We should all.
that's my one guy's opinion, right? And I'm on the same belief as you. Is I love the game of lacrosse, but I don't like watching stupid lacrosse.
No.
And to me, though, like, some of those exhibitions that they have with Canada and the US and the Sixes, that it's a great exhibition. And if I'm in Oshawa at the time, you know, I'll stop by, or if Colton wants to go, I'll pop over and we can go together. But at the same sense, like, I'm not taking time out of my day to watch that if I have something else to do. Then this would be the same thing for me. This would just be a glorified exhibition game, because without the Haudenosaunee, we all know it's a Canada-US final. And we all know more often than not, Canada's going to punch him in the dick. So what's the point, right? At least with the Haudenosaunee there, it's, you know, they make it into the finals. Fuck, you know, you're looking, because that could just be an absolute dynamite of a lacrosse game. 9 times out of 10, Canada's going to run the US in that sixes in discipline. Like 9 times out of 10. Right?
You know what's crazy?
You throw the Haudenosaunee in there, then, you know, that number maybe goes down to 6, because
Yeah.
they are just so good. And as we said in Warren's interview, it's their game. They gave us this game. They gave us the thing that I love the most in the world. They gave us the most beautiful, most passionate, most violent game that you can mix into one. So without them being there, it would just be a complete and utter disgrace, in my opinion.
I'm totally with you, Frick. Like, serious, you know, man, it's thought of my mind of ever since it named, like, are they going to be in the Olympics? Are they going to be in the Olympics? And what should the lacrosse world do? And I've been thinking it, man, for like 3-4 months now. Like 3-4 months of, you know, what happens? What if? Like, where do I stand? And my whole entire stance has been
We got
like,
lights
if
going on.
disco balls over there.
Disco.
Like if my whole entire stance has been is, if they're not there, no one should be there. And
What happened
at the end of the day?
Where was the last one when all this shit happened with the visas, or their visas weren't allowed to use their native visas? Where was that, Manchester?
I believe so. I'm not sure where the last one is.
And
to be honest with
everybody
you, Frick, right off the get-go, but
everybody did the same thing, correct? Everybody said, "Fuck it, we're out." And
yeah.
think it was Jeff Dowling and the Irish team that started it. If I'm somebody fact check me and call me out when this comes out if I'm wrong, but it's more often than not that I'm relatively right when it comes to the game of lacrosse. But like, and I feel like this time everybody's going to follow suit and do the same thing, right? We talked about it ad nauseum, and it's such a small community. And yeah, I might, and I don't hate this guy, and I'm just using him because I know he's my buddy and he won't get mad at me. I might hate Tyson Bell during the game. And I might punch him square in the face as I'm running by him. I might motherfuck him up and down, but he's going to be the first guy that I go to and look for at the bar and say, hey, Beller, I owe you a pint, right? Like we're all buddies. We all go way back. This game is so small, and I just I have faith in the powers that be to make sure that they are there, because I know it's Paul Rabel who's spearheading this with Josai, and I know how much respect for the game that those two guys have. Whether or not I agree with some of their ideologies, that's a different story, but I do know that they respect the heritage and the traditions of the game. So I have faith that it'll happen. And then let's just say worst case Ontario, it doesn't happen, then I have faith that the lacrosse community as a whole will do what's right to put enough pressure on the Olympics to make it happen. But the thing that worries me, and I know I'm going off on a ramble and I apologize, but the thing that worries me is we're not even a real sport in the Olympics yet. We're a trial sport on a 1-year basis. So if we raise all this fucking hell to do what's right, and we all know it's right, the Olympics doesn't really need us. Like this is the Olympics. They'll be fine. Yeah, it might be the second most corrupt sports agency outside of FIFA. I get it.
One
But
of the one
they don't need our $1,000 to go and watch a game, because they got lots of other thousands of dollars that are out there, and bigger sports and bigger names and bigger marketing tools. So it's like I'll fight and I'll die on the hill that they should be there, but I think we might kind of be at a double-ended negative here, to where it's, do we do the right thing and fuck ourselves in the long run, or do we do the wrong thing and look like a bunch of idiots?
No, and like one of the things is I'm sure I can say this and I won't get in trouble from it, but one of the thing is with the 2032, which would be the next Olympics after 2028. So that Olympics vote will, if lacrosse is allowed to go into that Olympics, that one will be actually discovered way before 2028 Olympics even happens. So it's either we're in 2032 Olympics before we even hit the Olympics, or
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, or we're not in the Olympics at all. So that will be discussed before. One of the thing is like I have high hopes that we'll be in the Olympics. Frick is, Big Jumbo Joe JSI, he owns Alibaba, right? He owns shares into Alibaba, and Alibaba is one of the biggest sponsorships of the entire Olympics. So
yeah, I was gonna say, what's an Alibaba?
An Alibaba is
what
you can order. It's like, like it's, I'm gonna say it's the better version of Respect to Joe, but it's the better version of Temu.
Okay,
yeah. So. Like they're the biggest sponsor, and George is right behind pushing with Steve Govett and pushing to get the Haudenosaunee in, and so all those guys, we have to all respect him, and Paul Rabel trying to get them in as well. We got to all respect him, but at the end of the day, it comes back down to politics, and I don't want to be a politics show, but I had to respect of having a Haudenosaunee on here and having the Olympics come up, and it's been talked about through social media. It's one of the questions that I had to ask, and I respect for Warren giving his answer. And again, I'm just gonna say, if they're not in, I'm not in, and no one else should be in. And like, hey, I'm just one heck of guy sitting behind a mic and shooting the shit with Frick, and you guys are listening to us. But honestly, I swear, to the day I die, I have a question for you, Frick. What's the biggest storyline? Lacrosse being in the Olympics, or lacrosse not being in the Olympics because the Haudenosaunee cannot be in? What's the bigger storyline?
Lacrosse not being in because the Haudenosaunees can't be in. That would be a bigger storyline to me in my world, anyways. It might not make front page news, but in my world and where I come from, what I give a fuck about, yeah, that's a way bigger story.
Yeah, so like
Lacrosse not being in the Olympics, it's never been in the Olympics. It's really like it's cool. It's cool to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's cool for 7-year-old Frick to be able to look up to guys and be like, hey, maybe one day I could be in the Olympics.
Yeah.
But it's never been in my lifetime, so I don't understand how it could be beneficial for the game or not because we haven't lived it yet. But I do know how negatively it can impact the game if they're not there.
100%. And Frick, even the reason I bring it up is because even if lacrosse is now, everyone knows that lacrosse is being Olympics, right? And the schedule is out. The Olympics has posted the schedule. This is the sports that are coming in 2028. It's been out for a while. And all of a sudden, lacrosse doesn't show up, and NBC doesn't have lacrosse on, and it's just a black screen. I think lacrosse is going to grow from it. Unfortunately, it comes with the risk of lacrosse never being in the Olympics. But at the end of the day, we got to hold truth, and we got to reconcile to what lacrosse is all about, and it's the creator's game. It's the creator's game. It's the heal from the demons that we all battle every single day of the week. I battle demons. You battle demons. Tolly battles demons. We all battle demons. This is why we play the game that we love.
I remember the first time I ever really started to pay attention to the history of the game and the medicine game mantra. I was living in Coquitlam, British Columbia, and I had broken up with the girl who I thought I was going to be with for a while. And a guy by the name of Chris Gill had called me and he said, hey, like, do you want to come and play lacrosse this summer? I go, no, Gilly, like, I got a lot of shit going on in my life. Like, I got to figure some shit out. And he's like, you know, there's a lot of people know and knew about my previous struggles. And, you know, I like to get into it a little bit too much and I didn't have an off switch. So he's, you know, let's go for a coffee and let's chat. So we talked about it and he brought up the and I can ramble on about this for forever, but I won't. I'll wrap it up. He brought in the medicine game part. And you know, you can use this as a little bit of a way to get out some of your frustrations and a way to release some of your demons. And that was the summer that I went to Maple Ridge, and I'll call a spade a spade. I was a goddamn grocery stick. You know, I played 4 or 5 shifts a period, and if Ames had already fought, or if Kevin Reed had already fought, or Dane Me showed 3 guys that were way tougher than me, if they had already fought, or there was somebody in my weight class that wanted to go, I got the tap on the shoulder, and I got to go out and lose a fight. And that was by far one of the best summers of my life, right? But because, you know, like I was using it as a tool to escape. And there's nothing wrong with that. And that's one of the things that I try and teach kids nowadays that when I coach them is, you know, like sometimes life fucking sucks. Like you're having a bad day. Well, you know what? Now I get to go and hit a guy with a stick and I'm not getting in trouble for it. Right. Like there's so many worse things that you can be doing. So for us to take the possibility of a 7-year-old walking around the Six Nations reservation and not rushing to his house so that he can go and watch Randy or Lyle or Nonco or Warren or Dougie or whoever is on that team. If we're taking away that opportunity for them to dream and for them to figure out that, hey, there's something bigger than the reservation, there's something bigger than Whitby, Ontario, there's something bigger than Edmonton, Alberta, then we're doing everybody a disservice. And not just in the game, like in life. One of the greatest pieces of advice that I've ever got given, and I'll give him credit, it was a fellow by the name of Pete Tellis, also in Coquitlam, British Columbia. Sports skills are life skills, and life skills are sports skills. So if we're taking away the ability for that 7-year-old kid in Whitby, Ontario, Edmonton, Alberta, Six Nations reservation, if we're taking that opportunity away for them to dream and for them to know that there's a possibility that there's something way bigger, because they don't play just for their reservation. They play for everybody. They play for you. They play for me. They play for my grandmother. They play for your cousin. They play for Johnny down the street. Like these guys, and I talk about it all the time. I love the game of lacrosse. And these guys eclipse my love tenfold. So for us to be doing that to the next generation, it's a complete disservice. And I sure as fuck hope that it doesn't happen.
Beautifully said, Frick. It's beautifully what you said, man. Like, you know, I think about times where I was struggling and I had a game that day, and when I got back out from the rink and went home, I felt much better. And you know, that's what this podcast is kind of about, man. Us breaking down the game and trying to get people to get better at the game, and as well as just to grow the sport, man. Like,
I'm here more than likely just to give Toll a hard time. I like that. I like to fuck with him a little bit.
And everyone who's wondering where Tolly is, he's had some connection issues. So Frick and I said that we would handle this one. But Frick, we're going to get probably back into this 2-hour podcast if we keep going on and on. But, we're going to bring this story up more than probably just this episode. It's probably going to be a ton of episodes that it comes down. And, next episode, we'll get Tolly's reaction. What does he think?
Oh, he's going to spend. He's gonna spin. It's gonna be great. And again, like we talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, we talk about how cool a world championships would be. That motherfucker's lived it.
Yeah.
He's lived it. He's been there. He's been one of the guys that have said, like, we're not gonna go if they don't go. So like I like, this is a terrible time for Toller to have connection issues. I get it, and I hope that you've written it down somewhere, because there's not a chicken dick's chance I'm gonna remember. But
I remember a lot of things.
Yeah, right. Like but it's going to be great to hear his opinion, and it's going to be great to hear other guys' opinions as well. Like, not that we've dropped the ball, but that would have been a great question for Del Bianco. Would have been a great question for Will Malcom, because you got to think the way Will Malcom's played the last 12 months. Like, he might have a shot at one of these teams too, right? He keeps playing the way that he is right now.
Totally, 100%. Frick,
you could almost send 2 Canadian teams and be competitive.
Isn't that crazy to think about, man?
Okay, so who? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna sue you here.
Not crazy.
Who wins? Canada 2, or the U.S.?
My first question is, how are we building these teams? Parity, the Canadian lacrosse way of things.
You take
parity.
No. You take your best 12, and that's Canada 1.
Yeah.
And then the next 12 that got cut, because there was 30-something guys at the 2 camps that they had.
Yeah,
let's split it into 2 even 15s, right?
It has to be Canada. It has to be Canada.
Canada 2 over US.
It has to be. Look what we saw at the Six Nations. I'm just to base off of that. How about that, Frick? Just to base off of what we saw the championships, the one down in the US and the one in Canada.
2 totally different teams.
Who won?
2 totally different, and 2 totally different teams. And the US, the majority of their studs up to Oshawa.
Yeah.
Right. And in my opinion, that was the weaker of the 2 Canadian teams that were in Oshawa.
Yeah.
And then you still have guys like that are on the sidelines that weren't on either one of those 2 teams, like Ryan Barnable or Tanner Cook, or like the amount of gross lacrosse players that can throw on the Maple Leaf is bananas.
It's not like we need another. It's not like we don't have any goalies too, like Grayson Manning, Ward, Brett Dobson. Like 3 of those guys are studs, man. Wardo's going to be up there for sure, but I'm pretty sure he's going to itch his way to get back on into the Olympics.
Yeah, Wardo's on that team. My opinion, and I'm sure we can break this down eventually on a different episode, so we won't ramble on too long about it. But
yeah,
if you're doing your goalie hierarchy right now, it goes Dobson 1, Wardo 2, Grayson Manning 3, just due to the fact that he's only 19, 20 years old. Right? In 3 years, it's Dobson 1, Manning 2, Wardo 3, or if somebody comes up through the pipeline. But I got my ear to the ground pretty good in the minors and in the juniors, and I don't think there's anybody ready to steal the show yet. So I feel like this is Dobson's show to run with it for the next couple of years, at least this Olympic cycle and the next one. But, Grayson Manning's right there. That kid is a goddamn baller.
I'm very interested to see the season that he has with, where is he playing? Denver. I'm interested to see the season that he has with Denver this year. Like, man, again, we touched on this before, but the performance that he had over in the U20 World Championships was gross. It was gross.
Yeah, those couple saves that he made at the end of the game during the Chris Sanderson denim jacket. Get the fuck out of here, man. You have no business being anywhere near that ball, let alone making a save. And you're just taking it and running out of the net like you're just born to do this shit. Like, it was amazing to watch. It was amazing just to see that performance by such a young kid and stay so composed on the world stage in the last minute. And that had to have been the most important 2.5 minutes of his career. And it will be the most important 2.5 minutes of his career until he puts that Maple Leaf on again.
Yeah. Alrighty, Fricky. It's time for Story Time by Steve Toll. Steve Toll Story Time is presented by Niagara Fitness Solutions. Mention Loose Mesh and unlock the Steve Toll discount. The more you buy, the more you save. Niagara Fitness Solutions, built for athletes, backed by Lacrosse. Hit them up over there. Go get your guys's your gear and everything. They'll situate it. He's a former St. Catharines, a junior A player. He's a captain over there. Fricky, you know this guy more than us. What can you share about him?
He ultimate competitor. Dan Bowman was. I remember having to play these guys in, I think it was like 2002 or 2003, and like we're talking like one of the grossest junior A lacrosse teams I've ever seen in my life. Like guys like Sean Grenhall, Matt Vince, Billy D. Smith, Mark Steinhaus, Kyle Neufeld, Craig Kahn, Ian Hawksby. Like it was just a conglomerate of guys that would just either they're way better than you or they're gonna beat the shit out of you. And I know I'm forgetting a couple. Ian Lord. They had one really just nails tough guy. I can't remember, wore number 23. And I remember that because it's my dad's number. And he if you would get going on him, they would just beat the shit out of you. And if you started to get good on Vino, Billy would make sure that you never got anywhere near him again. So I think it's a record-setting team that they played on. Like I don't think they lost a game until the 04 Minto Cup, for Christ's sakes. Like 20-0 in the regular season, swept all 3 series. It's like my best buddy Andy Glenn, they got us down. It's 3-0. They're down in Whitby, and for some he was a call up, and for some reason the local TV station wanted to do an interview. Oh yeah, we got them right where we want them. I think we went up to St. Catharines. We lost 25-3. Like it was brutal. Like that team was just so remarkably good. It wasn't even fun to play against them.
No, for sure. Again, go hit up Niagara Fitness Solutions. Go hit them up. They'll take care of you. They'll organize everything that you need to get to be as fit as Mr. Fricky over there, or be able to run as fast as Steve Toll and be the best transition player ever to live. One of the best ever.
Make sure you tell him Toller sent you. Steve Toller sent me.
Yeah, from Loose Mesh, and you'll get yourself a discount. Alrighty, Steve. Take it over.
It's story time with Steve Toll, the legend with the laugh and the stories that roll from the floor to the bench. He's seen it all, so sit back, relax. It's story time with Steve Toll.
Story time. It's time for story time. It's Story Time by Steve Toll. It's now provided by Niagara Fitness Solutions, the official sponsor of Story Time. And yes, listeners get the legendary deal of Steve Toll deal. The more you buy, the more you save. Why Fitness Solution? Because it's ran by Dan, a former St. Catharines athletics captain, a straight-up lacrosse guy. At Loose Mesh, we rep businesses that come from the sport and give back to the sport. This partnership just fits. For gear, questions, and Steve Toll hookup, hit up Dan at Niagara Fitness Solutions. Tolly, what's the story this week?
Well, hold on, Toller, before you start, was Bowman the captain of the junior A's when they went undefeated throughout the whole fucking regular season and playoffs? That team, honest to God, was the A, meanest, B, best, and C, just motherfucking scary team I've ever played against in my life. Like that team was nuts. Sorry, go on.
No, that he was the captain, but he's a great dude. And like I said, he's done a lot for the community, giving back everywhere. But yeah, obviously, huge sponsor being Story Time. So, boys, this one, it's funny. We're talking a lot about Sask. So we're going to go back to Steve Toll's first year coaching with Panther City, and we're in Saskatoon. And you know what? So we go out one night, we go out after the game, and we get back to the hotel. And TK, being the head coach, has his own room on a different floor always. So I was coaching with Dan Teet. So we came back. Teeter said he was going to bed. I went down to TK's room, he had a couple glasses of wine, and then I decided to call it a night. So I go up the stairs, and sure enough, I run into a few of the boys, and they might have had a few lady friends with them outside. And I would just stroll by, and I'm in my suit, and one guy says, "See you later, Coach Speedy." And the girl goes, "Why they call you Speedy?" And then I think it might even been Melks. I'm not for sure who it is. Says because he was known as the fastest guy when he played. And the girl goes, "I'm faster than you." So what do? I look back at her. I said, "Well, you want to race?" She goes, "What?" I said, "You want to race? We'll race around this whole. We'll race around the whole hotel room around the circle, right around in Saskatoon. She goes, I'll race you. But she goes, first you got to race my friend. I said, fine, I'll beat your friend, then I'll beat you. So sure enough, the boys go get on all four corners of the hallway. And Sellers, I still remember Sellers is starting us. And she says, on your mark. And I'm thinking to myself, am I really racing this girl around a hallway at 3 a.m? And I'm thinking, yes, I am. So, buddy, I'm thinking, how fast do I got? I go, how fast do I got to go? So they go, on your mark, get set, go. So I take off around the first bench. She's right beside me. I'm running out of breath now, and she's catching me. I go, oh, boy, this isn't good. No word of a lie, boys. I think I edged her out. She says I drilled her into the boards. I edged her out.
You tripped her.
She started up. I go
Robin's,
kind of pull
Robin's
one of these.
racing. Robin's racing.
Cold trickle. Robin's racing. Robin's racing. I lean into her like this. She goes into the wall. Down she goes. Knees on her jeans. They rip open. Her friends all come running around the corner. And Melks is like, nope. She ran into Toll's foot. Accidental. She ran over Coach's foot. He didn't mean to trip her. She gets up. Red on her forehead. He pushed me into the wall.
Was she cut?
Oh, cut right over the arm. And a big, huge red mark right there. Melks goes, nope, she tripped over Coach's foot. And, buddy, I'm dying right now. Melks can't even barely talk. He's crying. So all of a sudden, her friend comes around the corner. She goes, buddy, she goes, you're racing me now, Coach. I go, oh, my God.
Oh, God. Robin's racing. She probably drove you right into a fucking ice machine.
So, no, listen, I thought to myself, you know what? I regrouped. I said, you know what? These girls are pretty fast. I said, Tolly, it's time. So we get back to the starting line with Sellers again. I'm not lying to you. He said, on your mark, get set, go, buddy. I was beating her so bad that I started to run backwards. Come on, let's go. Let's catch up. And I ran into the finals. So all the boys went back and thing. And I ran back into them backwards. Like, come on, hurry up. You're slow. Oh, I just gave it to her. I won the champion. I'm like, I'm the fastest. So the best is it gets better. So unfortunately, I go to bed. All of a sudden, 8 o'clock, the phone rings. Teeter answers and says, yeah, okay, gotcha. I'm like, who's that, Hammer? He's like, it was Hammer. He's coming down to see you in 10 minutes, and I can't be in the room. He goes, what'd you do? I said, I don't know. I don't know
video footage.
I said, I don't know what I did. I don't know, Teeter. I don't know. He goes, maybe the racing last night. I'm like, how would he know that I was racing last night? He's on a different floor. How would he know? So Hammer comes down, says, Toll, what happened? I said, the racing? He's like, yeah. I said, the racing. I said, how'd you find out? He goes, our friggin' trainer told him. Our trainer told him that Steve, that I was yelling around, who is now Nick Coyne's girlfriend. Yep. She told on me saying I was running around being loud because I was loud because I was yelling, come on, catch up, let's go. And I was flying. Like I was fast. I might have been. Plus, you're
loud when you talk.
Yeah, but plus she also did. It was right outside her door when I rubbed the girl right out. No, sorry, she tripped over my foot and she went down. So she looked out her peephole and saw, and then she phoned Hammer. Hammer came into my room. He's like, Steve, I said, Hammer, I will never get in trouble for you again as long as I'm coaching here. I never got in trouble again. But both girls, one went home with red marks all over it, and the other one went home in defeat because Tolly took down both of them. It was 2-0 Tolly.
Hey, what was the bet? Because I remember it was a good one. You were coaching the Warriors, and Logaman was chirping the shit at you. And what was the bet? Because I remember he beat you.
Well, yeah, he was fast, but he couldn't put a ball in the
lightning
ocean.
Fast.
It was just saying.
Oh God, no. He when we were in junior, this guy would get probably about 10, 15 breakaways a game, and we would just say, Logie, if you can get two or three, we're good. And you know, like Log had a hard time. But do you remember what that bet was? Because I remember it being something good, like really. I don't remember what it was, but I remember it was good.
That was good. It was. I do remember the bet now, but I don't. I wish I could remember the bet, but no, I don't remember the bet. And like I said, all I do remember is two girls in Saskatoon that night went home with an 0-2 record, losing to a 50-year-old coach in a race around the thing. But the best was though on that. Like we should ask Melks about that because I know it was him when I rubbed her out. Like it was. Oh, sorry, she tripped over my foot. It was the greatest ever. Like
Yeah,
down.
you gotta stop
Frick,
screwing
it was.
yourself there.
Oh yeah, it was legit. It was great. It was great. But I beat
Like
him,
we're
and then I got. What's that?
we're worldwide now. We might have listeners in Saskatchewan. You never know. Like me and Doss were looking at the numbers the other night. We had a listener from France, baby. Comment ça va?
Yeah?
Ha ha ha, poutine. Oh yeah, it was legit. Listener from France. I think these other ones from like Uganda and Uruguay are bots, but we're listener in France,
Nigeria.
man. They got locks in France.
Yeah, they do. Well, that's good then. That's good to know. No,
My
but
boy
I tell
Justin
you,
Warner, head of France box lacrosse, baby. What up, Warns?
Still left is Frick's picks. Here we go.
Frick Picks.
All right.
Proudly sponsored by
Here we go.
Coolbet. Coolbet is the #1 sports bet for all things box lacrosse. Whether you're looking to sprinkle a little money on the money line, hit up some exciting player props, or ride with Frick's Picks every week, Coolbet is your one-stop shop for all things box lacrosse. So we're not doing the greatest right now on the player props. I'll call that one right out. Toller called me out. I'm betting with my heart. So we're gonna stay away from the player props, and we're just gonna go at games, and we're just gonna go not juicies, but it's pretty spicy out there this week. So we got Halifax going into Bandit Land, right? And our buddies over at Coolbet are giving us a 1.5 goals for the T-Birds, and Fricky baby likes it. He likes it. So we're going to go with Halifax. We're going to take 1.5. We got the boys from Saskatchewan. Hopefully Toller's race buddy isn't going to the game. They're giving up a 1.5 goals, okay? But we're still going to take that because that offense looks absolutely potent. One team that too many people aren't talking about, the Rochester Nighthawks. Giving up a 1.5 goals playing San Diego. I like that as well. So we're going to take Rochester, giving up the 1.5 goals. And this one is just to keep my boy Doss happy. Just to keep him happy because we don't want him angry. We don't want him angry.
Money.
We're taking Toronto Rock with Troy Halachek getting in the net at some point today because that's the only way that they're winning with the money line. I'm just joking. I'm joking. But no.
We're Nick Rhodes.
No, hey, I got him. I don't care. I'll shit talk him right to his face. No, we're gonna take Toronto with the money line. Rosie's gonna have a bounce back game. That defense is gonna have a little bit of a bounce back. Mark's gonna get going. I would have loved to see Greggy fire out the player props to us because Marky's gonna have an absolute game. So if Marky's anywhere around the 3.5 point game, I'd say that as well. So just to recap, we're gonna take Calgary plus 1.5, Sask minus 1.5, Roch minus 1.5, Toronto on the money line. And new users, we got a great deal for you. You can double up your first deposit up to $200 when you use our exclusive promo code MESH. That's MESH. Promo code MESH. Sign up today at coolbet.ca and embrace the unexpected. But always remember, Toller, stay cool. Bet responsibly.
And if you guys want a winning bet from Steve Toll on Coolbet, the Vancouver Vegas over 22.5. Mark it down, book it, sign it. Unless Del Bianco decides it's shut the door time and they win 8-7. Then I never told you to bet.
Yeah, how well do you know Del Bianco? That guy is going into this game angrier than when his Nona took his cutlets off the table when he was 7 years old. He is going to be so pissed off. I'll be surprised if Vegas cracks double digits.
Well, yeah, if they crack double digits, you're hitting the over.
Oh,
Hey,
if they
did
crack
you see
double
that?
digits, you're hitting the over. But I'm telling you right now, the way that I know that kid, he's going to be coming in on an absolute heater. Been working for the last 2 weeks to figure out what he did wrong. There's no chance in hell he's giving up the ones that he gave up like in week 1. I'm thinking that, and I'm not going to bet it because life's way too short. I'm thinking that game goes under, Toller.
I don't know if Vancouver doesn't score. If they don't score 14, then shame on them.
Now, Agreed.
Goalie, did you see that? The Mr. Loading there, Tyrell's playing some offense this year. He was on Brad Challenger's podcast and saying that he's learning to play some offense this year.
Yeah, that's good.
There
That's
is
gonna really
as
help.
good of a chance. There's as good of a chance of him playing as us figuring out who the NLL champion is going to be in preseason week 1. 0.0. I love Hammer. I've known Hammer for a long time. Are 5 guys hurt?
Yeah. Are Donville and Chase not playing, or
Did
Apparently
Hammer take Jonesy out on the tugboat and leave him there?
Apparently he's playing. Apparently
He's
been
a
learning the
character.
reps
He's being a caricature. He's a character. All right, Doss, what an absolute banger of an episode. You know, we got to keep it a little bit quieter here at the end with Tola getting cut off. And you know, we had Warren pop on kind of last minute. So that was good after his just absolutely dominant performance last weekend. And then Will Malcom. Like, what more can you say about Will Malcom? He speaks so eloquently. Apparently, he's just a stud after the game and having a stud of a game in Vancouver. So, you know, I just want to thank everybody for continuing to listen to us, continuing to support us. And you know, like we're having a couple of giveaways coming up. Doss, why don't you talk about those?
Yeah, so we got a couple giveaways. One of the giveaways we're going to be announcing was Loading Lacrosse, Tonka head.
All right. It's pretty simple. All you got to do, subscribe to Loose Mesh Podcast and Loading Lacrosse on YouTube. Send us a screenshot to Loose Mesh DM, not our DM. Loose Mesh DM. They're going to pick the winner. Cheers.
It's easy. There's a couple other giveaways giving out Mesh, some t-shirt, a couple tickets away to this
Rock
game
tickets,
this week
baby.
of Toronto.
We got
rock tickets.
Get in
So-
there. Free tickets. Who doesn't like free shit? Get in there.
And I'm going to make it simple. You can enter in both ways. Either all you have to do is go to youtube.com, search in Loose Mesh, hit the subscribe button, send me a DM of it, and you're entered in for 4 tickets. 4 tickets
hard.
to
That's not hard.
this weekend's game.
4 tickets for pushing one button. 4 tickets for pushing one button.
That's crazy.
Let's go.
My accountant's going to get real mad at me for whoever keeps giving these tickets away, but hey, we're going to keep doing them. We're going to keep doing them because we support everyone.
That sounds like a them problem, not an us problem. That sounds like a them problem.
100%. Hey, Fricky, thanks for staying on, man. Dealing with Toller's connection issues the whole time. But we'll solve that.
Battling for the boys. All you got to do is go and press one button. You get 4 tickets. I'm over here battling the goddamn cold, feeling like a piece of shit.
100%, Frick. Hey, and as well, go tag someone. Okay, follow us everywhere. You can follow us on Instagram. Frick, what's your Instagram? Under Uncle Frick?
Uncle Frick 23, baby.
Uncle Frick 23 on Instagram. The Real Frickman on
Real
Twitter.
Frick
Is that huh?
I don't know. I don't know what my Twitter is. Hold on.
You'll get it for you here.
Real Uncle Frick on Twitter.
Real Uncle Frick on Twitter. You can follow me at Dawson J. Nielsen on Instagram and Twitter. It's nice and easy and simple for you. Keep them the same there, Fricky. Change one of them.
No. You gotta have fun, man. Keep people on their toes. Sometimes there's fake Uncle Fricks that pop up. There might have been a fake Uncle Frick, so I had to tell him I was a real one. Only one. There's only one Frick, baby. There's only one Frick.
There's only one Frick.
Only
and also,
one Frick.
follow Loose Mesh. I also been posting stuff on TikTok, so anyone loves TikTok, you guys can go and see all the reels there too.
All the shit that you're talking, you're actually out there, you're taking and you're talking. Let's go.
I had to pick up from one of our good buddies from Loading Lacrosse. Loading there. Support the boys, by the way. But that's how if no one actually knows this, I'm pretty on coaches calls they kind of talked about with Brad Challenger. Tyrell was on and he talked about how he used TikTok during COVID years to get big. And he talks about how Loading got up and, the mindset of building the brand with Jordan McBride and over there. And, I kind of see the same projection over here. We got really good guys and really good support crew that's behind us. And, send us a message. We'll answer any kind of message you want to answer. Send me in a message. I'll try to answer the best as I can. I know there's some questions that some people ask me, like I can't really share that yet, and eventually I'll share it, but it's coming down the pipeline. Just make sure of that. Fricky, what game are you looking forward to this weekend before we sign out of here?
Two Birds Banditland, baby. Two Birds
Why is that?
Banditland. I can't tell you. I hope it comes to fruition. If it's for real, we'll hop on an emergency pod Thursday, Friday, maybe even Saturday when I'm driving to the game. Because if this happens, Frick will be in the building.
I've been putting some teasers out there, so if you can figure out in between the lines, good on you. And if anyone who knows, don't say anything.
Shut up,
please.
If you know, shut up. Don't say nothing. Just let it be a surprise.
Anything. Let it be a surprise. Let Halifax have its flowers. Okay, we all trying to respect it. All of us who all know of it, we're all told it to respect and give them the flowers. But hey, Fricky, enjoy.
It's gonna be one of the bigger heavyweight tilts since the 90s, man.
You already said too much, Fricky.
Who knows? If this happens, it's gonna be a beaut. You know the best part is people are like, oh, no, non-co's gonna play. No, non-co's gonna play. It ain't non-co, motherfuckers.
And hey, if it happens, you'll know that there's an episode coming out real shortly, real soon.
I'll be jumping on the phone on the way home so we can talk about this one.
And someone might be jumping on the pod.
Shit. Let's go.
Alrighty, Fricky. I'll see you later, buddy. Enjoy the rest of your week. By the way, I'm not sure if we're going to be doing live stream on Fridays for everyone that's wondering. I'm hoping that we can get something done, but Fricky has some coaching to do that day, and we're trying to work around it, see what we can do. But at the end of the day, schedule becomes the schedule, and we have to work around it. Maybe we'll do a Saturday, or maybe we'll cover the Sunday night game. How about that, Frick?
For everyone that's going to be watching, I apologize. Coaching kind of comes first right now, but we can definitely make up for it Saturday night if we don't end up in boots on the ground bandit land.
Alrighty, Frick. See ya, man. Enjoy your week, and I'll talk to you later.
Later.